Let's see. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yo, it's your boy Unlimited Production. And hey, man, we got a good one tonight. We're going to talk some video games, have some fun. If anyone wants to join, just let me know. And then we're going to enjoy the rest of our year. So, yeah. Hey, Xbox, man. This is going to be the perfect time to do. This one is going to almost be a, a kind of like an end of the year wrap up of everything because Xbox, the kind of year they had this year. Um, hey, what's up, Doomslayer? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah, 2023. I must say, I think was a phenomenal year for Xbox and gaming as a whole. And it's kind of funny because in a world where a lot of these big YouTubers and people in gaming media want to tell you how bad gaming is and how gaming is dead, I'm on the opposite end. I actually think that gaming is in a fantastic spot, and Xbox is at the head of that. But what I do want to talk about today is just something that kind of confirms what's been going on all year, right? How Xbox dominated the media, pretty much the gaming media narrative and talking points. Hey, Shizno Elite, how you doing? Happy gaming, all. Yeah, happy gaming to everybody who's watching again. For anyone for my family here who usually joins me, if you want to join, let me know. I'll send you guys a link. But yeah, so as you see the title of the article, Xbox takes the number one spot in top 10 most covered game in companies of 2023. Yeah, and what's so great about this list is that Starfield was the most covered game and Xbox was the most covered company. So what does this tell us? What does this tell us? Well, to me, it says something almost simple. The gaming world needs Xbox, right? Not only for clicks, not only for views, not only for talking points, but if they didn't have Xbox, who would not even be the punching bag, because not every article written about Xbox this year was negative, right? But more so, who would be the driver? Who would be the catalyst before the most interesting talking points? Because there's a point this year where nothing. The only time there was gaming news was when Xbox was involved, right? And so I'm not the least bit surprised by this, but I just love that it's put out there that, hey, look, in 2023, the gaming world just couldn't shut up about Xbox. And to me, it doesn't matter if it was negative, positive, neutral, in between, or whatever you want to call it. The fact that Xbox name is out there tells me all I need to know. It tells me all I need to know. It's just no lead here said 2023 has been my favorite year of gaming yet. And Xbox was specifically had a great year too. Yeah, man, definitely. Listen, I think once the dust settles, Shizno, people gonna look back at 2023. I mean, as one of those great years in like the 2011, how 2014 was great. Uh, 2007 was an all timer. 1998 was a goat tier gaming year. You know what I'm saying? And I think once the dust settled, people gonna look back and like, whoa, did you see all these games that came out this year? Listen, even games that maybe didn't click with me that are considered great. Your Baldur's Gate, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, even gems like RoboCop this year, where there's just a long list of games, right? Where everything, where they're just amazing. So this year, phenomenal year. I believe Nintendo had a pretty good year as well, even though I don't follow Nintendo like that. Hey, Game Over. He said this year was amazing for Xbox and PlayStation is dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna talk a little PlayStation 2, but right now, I gotta give Xbox props, man, because because they were the most talked about, and if you ask me, they backed it up. They backed it up big time this year in 2023. You know, I mean, the games that we got from you know, Starfield was the big one. I mean, that game is still. Listen, look at this. There were over 53,000 articles about Starfield published this year. Now, mind you, Diablo had 51,000. Number 3 had 39,000. So Starfield, to say that Starfield, Spider-Man only had 25,000 articles. So again, the gaming world, it's almost like the gaming world, the gaming media, I should say, doesn't even give a shit about anything about Xbox almost, because Diablo's now Xbox first party. Starfield, we know. Listen, they're still making art. You get your weekly Starfield is dead article now. Even though Bethesda literally just published the other day about some really cool um success and numbers from Starfield. Let me see. Let me go ahead and find that. Here it is. So the gaming media, it's almost comical what they do to Starfield, right? But as you can see, Bethesda released this image not too long ago. I think about 3 days ago, right? Starfield has over 22 million days played, over 26 million hours in building ships, over 1.9 billion planets visit, over 4.5 million outpost sellers, and over 40 hours average playing time, right? And the 13 million players that played Starfield. And I gotta say, for a game that had these numbers, it's kind of crazy how it seems to be dead according to the media, right? But now that we know that Xbox, look at this. Xbox had over 308,000 articles. PlayStation, in comparison, only had 268. So again, the gaming world needs Xbox in their mouths because that's the one. Because Xbox are the only ones who's generating most of the interest. They not only that, and here's kind of an epiphany I had when I saw this article. Not only that, I think what Xbox does is that Xbox elicit an emotional reaction out of the gaming community more than any other brand. Because say what you will, I don't think anybody's neutral about Xbox. You either love it or you hate it, and I'm not sure if there's an in between. I really don't think there's an in between with Xbox. Um, you know, listen, because you either love what they're doing with Game Pass and how their exclusives are day one on there and how they're purchasing all these studios and publishers, or you fucking hate it, or you think that they're a monopoly and they're destroying gaming, and because of that, these media sites are seeing that, yo, if we put out Xbox is going to die in 2027, they are going to click on that immediately because they know that they're going to get people like me who's going to say that's bullshit. Then they're going to get the haters that are going to say, yeah, I can't wait for them to come third party in 2027, even though it's completely made up. Shiznell Elite said, yeah, they can't stop talking about Xbox right now, good or bad. Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. I've come to the point where Xbox being in their mouths 24/7 is a great thing at this point. How does that phrase go? There's no such thing as bad publicity, I think. And that's Xbox in a nutshell, man. Because as we have seen, they're fine. They're having record-breaking quarters. They're getting crazy subscribers. Every game now seems to be the biggest launch in that company's history. Even the third-party games like Liza P has had massive success thanks to Game Pass. Yeah, 2023 was right there with 07 and 98. Yeah, man, this was a phenomenal year in gaming. Hey, what's up, Coco Fiend, man? What's up? But yeah, back to the topic here. Look, I think that it's a great thing that that Xbox name is in their mouths now. Good or bad, because everything. Okay, pure Xbox, man. Why you put also available for PS4 and PS5 for Starfield? Don't give them up like that, man. That's hilarious. All right, but back to it. Yeah. See, but the thing is, everything as we see is not affecting Xbox negatively. It's not like the Starfield is dead articles has caused a massive drop in subscription numbers. They're fine. We saw earlier this year games like Forza Horizon hit 30 plus million, 35 million, and Halo had over 30 million. And Grounded had 12 million players or something like that. Right? And Starfield with 13 million. So to me, I'm just saying, hey, keep Xbox in your mouth. Do it. Keep it. Because Xbox just stays winning. And it's only going to get worse from here as 2024. We know Xbox has something like 40 games coming day one to that service. The service that they tell you to hate. But how can you hate something that's that damn good? That's that damn good for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Xbox. Great year, phenomenal year, really. And the fact that we know that Starfield dominated headlines and Xbox really dominated headlines, I gotta say, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier because with all the controversies, all the nonsense, all that came, the excellent info we got during the hearings with as they're trying to close Activision Blizzard King. All that did was help Xbox even more. Because and you know what? I don't think the general gamer, I don't think they see stuff like this. First of all, they don't pay attention to it as hardcore, right? But even the ones who see it, I don't think they look at them and think Xbox is some big monsters. They just see it as, yo, so hey, Unlimited, does this mean that Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass? Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Oh, that's what's up, man. I can't wait for that to happen. There are companies that would kill to have a game fail like Starfield. Yeah, 100%. 13 million players, people still playing it. A lot of people bought it. People like me bought the $300 consolation edition. Come on, man, they made their money. Bethesda knew that this is going to be $1 billion game for them by the end of it. All right, as they work towards Elder Scrolls 6. And y'all could call it load fill and whatever you want while ignoring the load times of Baldur's Gate 3. But I don't care. You're pointing a little bit. Listen, I'm just not phased by any of the negativity when this has been the result of pretty much every Xbox game on Game Pass now. Doomslayer said, "Yo, Unlimited, what is your favorite Star Wars game?" I think my favorite is Knights of the Old Republic, the one on the OG Xbox, man. That was a phenomenal RPG. Old school BioWare. Some of the goats at RPGs, man. And you know what? I think and I think Mass Effect 4 and Dragon Age 4 are going to kill it as well. But yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, my favorite Star Wars game of all time. And by the way, Star Wars has a really good history of awesome games, especially in that fifth and sixth generation, where they were just putting out games left and right, and then each platform would have their exclusive Star Wars games here and there as well. Your like I said, Knights of the Republic, Republic Commando, that was another good one. And all that. Yeah, but I think Knights of the Republic is that number one. And even now, you still get the good stuff like Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor. And Star Wars Outlaws looks like it's going to be one of the best games next year, in my opinion. But yeah, just to answer your question. But yeah, man, Xbox dominated 2023. Look like it's going to dominate 2024. And yo, keep it up. So and also, oh yeah, and then GTA comes out in 2025, and I mean, just a great. I just don't understand how anybody could be negative on gaming right now. I just don't. My thing is, if you don't like a game, just simply don't play it. But don't sit here and go to your videos and tell your millions of subscribers that X game is the reason why gaming's dead. I saw somebody say, "Hey, Sony games ruined the generation in gaming," and I said, "No, I disagree with that because although I think a lot of these Sony games are some of the most pretentious and boring games imaginable, gaming is fine." And here's the thing: the gaming world isn't even. It's not like the gaming world is copying It's copying these PlayStation games because they're not nearly as big as a deal as they make it seem. And I'm not IGN. IGN gave Spider-Man 2 their game of the year or something crazy like that. You know, I believe so, right? They gave Spider-Man they gave him a year or something stupid like that. No, I don't need to placate to Sony. I don't a game that they gave an 8, by the way. They said was their game of the year. Again, listen, and here's the thing about Spider-Man 2. Even the people who liked Spider-Man 2 are saying it wasn't as good as the first. It didn't have the same high points and none of that, man. But it's just crazy the world we live in. But that's okay because at the end of the day, when IGN needs the clicks, Starfield player count is dead. Xbox going third party, just excellent stuff, man. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of went through all the phases through this where there's a time that annoyed me and I hated it and I was like, why are they so negative? But now I love it. I love it so much, man. I get a kick out of it, negative or positive. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Just keep talking Xbox because that gives me a reason to hang out with you guys and to hang out with Daya and Sega Man and Tuck and E-Rock and then when they stop by. But yeah, man, like I said, Xbox number one. I tell you, they're number one in being most covered. They had the number one game. They got the number one service. Xbox is looking like first place in my opinion. Just saying, and you know what? You know what I find hilarious? Starfield, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Starfield is almost like the inverse of is almost like the inverse of Sony, where Sony gets the negative news, and then that's when you get the sales articles. Sony sold 50 million consoles. Okay, so y'all still didn't buy their games. Y'all still don't play their games. You know what I'm saying? So what does 50 million mean? Hell, if I'm not mistaken, about 25% of all PlayStation 5s has never even been turned on. So what does that mean to Sony? That they got consoles out there that are sitting in people's in homes and back when the damn scalpers took all the PlayStation 5s and couldn't resell them motherfuckers at $900 a piece. And so they sitting in their fucking in their basements, never being played, never being turned on, right? That's the reality of it. That's why sales are not the barometer. It's not the measuring stick. And then we see the game sales don't match the console sales. Y'all are still playing Call of Duty and Fortnite over Spider-Man and Horizon. And y'all don't have the Game Pass to balance it. And then not only that, even if y'all did put games on Game Pass, like Sony execs has said, these $200 million games, they're not going to make their money back putting it on their subscription plan. They don't have the same return on reserves as Xbox does. When Phil said we do not need PlayStation money to make our money back on Bethesda, they made that back in like a quarter or something crazy like that. Sony does not have that power to them. And Shizno Elite here said, whether those idiots like it or not, Starfield will be played and talked about 10 years from now like Skyrim and other Bethesda games. Yep. Listen, Bethesda already said that next year on Starfield, Shizno, they're going to release the expansion that those of us who paid for the expensive version are getting. And it's probably going to be on Game Pass day one anyway. You're going to get the expansion. They're going to get mod support. And the game's going to blow up even more from there. So that 13 million is going to turn to 20 million players real quick next year, real quick. And what's going to happen? They're going to, and then, by the way, I got to say this, gamers, especially Xbox gamers, stop using Steam as proof of Xbox success. Nobody gives a shit if a game has negative reviews on Steam, and they still play that bitch for 400 hours. Nobody cares. Stop falling for people who use that in their articles as some type of measuring stick for these games. It's not. I don't give a fuck if Steam played if Steam players reviewed it poorly. The game's already a success. 13 million players already played it on an average of 40 hours. So that tells me that people are actually playing it and not playing it for an hour like Spider-Man or these other PlayStation games. Get bored with the bullshit, then move on to actual fun games. Wilkins here said people are starting to wake up and see Baldur's Gate 3 was only upheld by the gaming media to put down Starfield. Yeah. Well, let me say this. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably a genuinely amazing game. And by the way, I've been saying this for months because some people think if you talk down on Baldur's Gate, it means you hate the game. No, I don't hate the game. I don't hate the game at all. It seems it does a lot well. However, at this point, it is undeniable that PlayStation fans, especially when Baldur's Gate 3 went to PlayStation 5 before Xbox, and they pretended it wasn't exclusive, right? They didn't give a fuck about the game. It never made top 20 in any sales. It never. It probably it had its best sales on PC, no doubt, but on PlayStation they didn't do shit. They didn't play it, right? They just needed something that they could use as ammo against Starfield, and Starfield ended up with 13 million players. I'm curious though how many players Baldur's Gate 3 got. I'll have to look that up later. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, it probably is as great as they say. I am not going to deny that. But if you don't think that it was used as ammo against Starfield, then you're in denial. You're in denial about it. You just are. It feels like I buy more for my PlayStation 5 than those zealots seem to. Actually support what I like. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm not gonna lie, just no, I'm not as dedicated as you are with PlayStation because for me, it's like, okay, first of all, I only play the games that are only on PlayStation. I don't really play multiplayer on there because I'm an Xbox guy, right? Secondly, just no, I'm not gonna lie, I be buying these games at $20 or under. Love Gravity Rush, but I got it on sale when it was like $10, right? And I think that game, if PlayStation made more games like Gravity Rush, I wouldn't shit on it, you know, because that game is actually, I don't know, fun and not these boring ass simulators that modern games do. By the way, PlayStation devs, it is not immersive to stop your game to do these stupid mundane tasks like throw away rotten fruit in Spider-Man 2. Please stop putting that shit in your games. I'm begging you. Guys, immersion does not mean typical everyday tasks. That shit is just boring. It's boring in real fucking life. Why would you think it's something that people want to do in a video game? I don't know why Sony games. I think The Last of Us poisoned their minds over at that company because ever since that game in 2013, they fell in love with doing it. You remember the Order 1886 used to do that shit all the time. Stop what you're doing, and all you do is pick up like a pocket watch and you turn and look at it. And all it was saying, hey, look how pretty the graphics was, and added nothing to the game. Hate that shit, man. Unlimited, have you ever used console mods for in Skyrim and Fallout 4? It's game changing. Nah, man, but I am gonna give them a shot in Starfield though. I tend to just play the game straight up, to be honest with you. They ignore Xbox charts, which includes Game Pass PC. Yeah, man. Oh, definitely. But look, like I said, Wilkins, all that is, it's just there's a reason why Xbox is the number one spot and the most talked about and covered games of this year. Starfield, 53,000 articles. Xbox, 308,000 articles. Now remember, PlayStation only had 268,000 articles in comparison. So my mentality has kind of changed. Where again, my thing is just like Xbox guys don't take a lot of these articles seriously. Like the ones that say stuff like Starfield is dead, nobody's playing it. You know that's bullshit. You know it's a lie. Just call it out and then move on. That's all I'm really saying and stuff like that. Yep, mod support is going to be huge. Oh yeah, no doubts. And then mod support hit consoles for those Bethesda games, and that was huge. I haven't gotten Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I don't know if I want to get it. Think I'll wait till it's cheaper. Yes, yeah, man. I'm probably gonna pick it up physically. The collector in me just has to get that game, you know. So I might do it that way. Wilkins said, Unlimited. I played Baldur's Gate 3. It's a really good game, but its issues such as loading times are overlooked. Starfield has plenty of choice and consequences, but it's also not as turn-based hub world RPG. Yeah, Wilkins, I'm with you there. That's why Wilkins I call the Baldur's Gate 3 as game of the year back in the summer. Because I saw articles that said and I'm kidding you not, it was articles that was worded um, Baldur's Gate 3 releases a patch that fixes thousands of bugs, and they're getting praised for it. And yet, if Starfield or EA or Ubisoft or anybody else release a patch that fixes literally thousands of bugs, Cyberpunk, they'll get ripped to shreds. So when I saw that for some reason, it's kind of weird how in the gaming world standards just fluctuate so easily, right? So when I saw the standards for Baldur's Gate 3 were completely different from everything else, I was like, oh yeah, this is their game of the year, 100%, because they gave it way too many passes. I I didn't even know that there were loading time issues until somebody mentioned it this week. So Silva Swagger, what's up, Silva? He said the problem with Sony is that they keep making remakes back to back and afraid to make new IPs. The ponies don't buy their games. Yeah. Look, Sony, you can resell The Last of Us as many times as you want. It's just diminishing terms each time because the people who wanted it in 2013 bought it. Maybe some of them who didn't play it because a lot of people jumped from 360 to PS4. Yeah, maybe some of them got it the remaster, but the PS5 version by then you're just wasting money, right? And then they're reselling The Last of Us, a 3-year-old game coming in January. And sorry, guys, sorry, PlayStation fans, I'm not putting that on your damn list wars. You know, then look, I look at my personal PlayStation library. It's just a bunch of fucking remasters. Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, God of War. These are all PlayStation 4 games. I also think Baldur's Gate 3 is unbalanced difficulty wise. The normal difficulty is too hard, but easy mode is too easy. Yeah. Look, the game clearly has its flaws, but that didn't matter because it's kind of weird how when when the game media sets a narrative, they will stick with it and ignore all facts surrounding it. And speaking of which, you know, although Xbox dominated headlines in 2023, Sony, let's be real, dominated kind of started coming clutch around the end of the year. So here's a good one. Insomniac Games targeting Hellblade 2 like photorealism for Wolverine. And you know what I find funny about this? It's just that if you looked at the PlayStation fans and the gaming media, they'll swear up and down that no game does anything like everybody needs to copy Xbox. Hell, Windows Central released an article. You know, God of War gets free DLC. They put out an article saying that they need to take cues from Sony. Xbox needs to take cues from Sony for one free DLC. Mind you, this is the company that just gave you a bunch of new content with Halo. Kinda has basically has its Forge mode. We get free updates with all these games, and yet they somehow need to take a cue from Sony. It's hilarious, right? So to see that internally everything is just topsy turvy from what we're being told, I think that's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. And by the way, I guarantee Wolverine's not going to look nearly as good as Hellblade 2. When the finished product, ignore what you saw with the leaks because it's clearly 3 years away. It's not coming out to 2026, right? I think the finished product, I think the finished product is not going to look nearly as close because the stuff Hellblade 2 is doing is crazy impressive, right? From a technological standpoint. And for me personally, if they nailed the combat in Hellblade 2, it's going to be a masterpiece. Because everybody's already going gaga over the graphics because it looks phenomenal. Oh, not and the game is fun too. Oh man, it's gonna be wild. And yeah, it's gonna be a more story driven game. So it's gonna be paced differently from your typical Xbox games, right? Because Xbox games they mostly just put you in the game and let you do your thing. You know, yeah. For every once in a while, you'll get the slow walking segments like in Gears campaign and stuff. But let's be real. For the most part, you're playing these games. You're playing the fuck out these games, right? That's the beauty of Xbox. So I expect so if any game is probably going to do more of the slow moments, I think going to be Hellblade because of the type of story they tell. But yeah, Hellblade should be a hit, and here's why it works for Xbox because not every Xbox exclusive is a third person story driven bullshit game, right? Not every game's like that. You know, the problem with PlayStation is that if you played one of their games, you played them all, and then the few that are different, like Gravity Rush, they close that fucking studio, so you're not going to get a Gravity Rush 3, and you're not going to get that cool, unique art style, right? No, they're hell bent on just giving you, hey, let's give you story driven Wolverine. Where for some reason Wolverine, who could automatically heal himself, need to craft healing items. I mean, how's that not bullshit to anybody? And then the league gameplay, it literally looked like I yawned because it's like Sony just cannot help themselves to just make the same fucking thing over and over. And it kind of drives me crazy because it's not like it's a winning formula. These games are boring. You know, it's boring to just have these basic button mashing control styles, man. It's boring to watch these long ass fucking cutscenes. It's boring that all these games need to be fucking depressing simulators where have to or where somebody needs to die or Aunt May dies in Spider Man and all this other bullshit. It's, that stuff does not elicit an emotional response from me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to cry over fake fucking video game characters. So the fact that PlayStation is taking inspiration from Xbox Studio, hilarious to me. Because and what's great about this is again, it's the polar opposite of what you've been told. Because people say it all the time, oh, Xbox needs to do what Sony does, and I always say if that's the case, just call Xbox PlayStation 2.0. I don't want PlayStation 2.0. I love that I got it. I love that this year I got Redfall, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, and Forza, and all of them are different games. Oh, how can I forget Age of Empires 3, Age of Empires 4 and 2 remastered, and then games like Ravenlock. So I love that because they're all different. They're all unique. They all play differently. They all give me different experiences. And as a result, when I jump from Starfield, I'm not bored because it's like, oh my god, here comes another just another long ass RPG or something. And that's the feeling I get with Sony games where all right, I just button mash my way through God of War. Let me button mash my way through Spider Man. Let me button. I can't even touch Horizon. Listen. Your boy Lynn been shitting on Horizon since I got a PlayStation 5. That game is so fucking boring. Windows Central always hating on Microsoft. Yeah, man, that's because Just Gordon's favorite console is the Switch. By the way, he ain't even an Xbox fan like that. So he's one of those that think Xbox should just be PlayStation 2.0. Remake Station 5, Windows Clickbait Central. Those guys must be homeless like the most of the gang media. Yeah. Again, like I said, man, Jez Gordon, his favorite console is the Switch, and he'll block you when you call him out on it for some reason. So the people writing about Xbox don't even be liking Xbox. It's like writing the cafe. The head of Xbox at IGN, that dude does not fucking like Xbox, and it's so damn obvious. The media can do all the damage control they want for Sony, but we know the truth. 2024 is about to be telling for opponents. Oh man, dog, yo, I thought 2023 was bad for them. Coco Fiend. 2024 is nuts for Xbox. Look at this Xbox Game Pass 2024, the full list of everything so far. Yo, all these games are day one. Let's take a quick count of how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26. So 7, 20, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 47 fucking games that are going to be day one on Game Pass. That is nuts. And people think Sony can compete with this? You must be out your mind. Even in the Insomniac leaks, they show the template for the movie games they make. Yeah, man. The Sony and boring movie games, man. But yo, 47 games are launching day one on Game Pass as of now. And you know that's going to change as 2024 goes through the year. But this is nuts to me, man. Again, see, stuff like this, it's why this is why whenever I see Game Pass hate, I know that's jealousy. Because every single YouTuber, every single IGN, Kotaku, if PlayStation had 40 day one games on PlayStation Plus, yo, we never hear the end of it. We never hear the end of it. You know, because to me this is just incredible. And look at this list here. Stuff like Avowed and Arc 2, 33 Immortals that Phil Spencer was playing during one of the showcases. This Ayuden Chronicles games. I believe that's a Japanese style game. City Skylines. Oh, Dungeons of Hindenburg. That looks awesome. That was from their showcase earlier. Flintlock was from their showcase. That looks good too. Hollow Knights. Flight Simulator 2024. Hellblade 2, Stalker 2, Towerborn. I mean, my goodness. Again, these are just what's already announced. So the level of domination you're going to get from Game Pass next year, I think is going to be even better than this year. And this year had, I believe, 50 games plus games. Launch day one on the subscription service. What Xbox is doing, man. This is why they're dominating, and this is why first place isn't just selling 50 million consoles where 25% of them has never been turned on before, or people only buy 1 or 2 games a year on PlayStation 5 and that's it. Don't use their services. Don't be on the store and other forms of making money. Because when you get on Xbox, and by the way, as great as Xbox does at marketing Game Pass, one thing they need to stop doing, in my opinion, stop saying 100 games. To me, since they're approximately 500, just say 500 games. On the ads, just start putting play 500 games with Game Pass Ultimate now for $17, $16 a month. That's what I think, man. Because I could not, I'm just blown away by when I saw this. 40 games day one, and it's not even January. So we know by the time the summer comes, when they do their summer showcase, yeah, we're gonna get more games day one. And we're gonna have our mind blown. Cause Xbox, man, to say these guys are killing it, man. Also, Baldur's Gate charted on Xbox while it did nothing on PlayStation. Yeah, I believe that. I 100% believe that, man. Listen, when you look at the PlayStation numbers, The first month of the exclusive comes out, all right, it'll be on the charts. The rest of it is your Assassin's Creeds, Call of Duties, Minecrafts, Fortnites, 2K, and Madden, and GTA. That's always 7 or 8 of their top 10 every fucking month. 8 months in 2024 is going to be awesome. Cannot wait. Hopefully, we get another January show this year. Oh, I hope so too, and I think we will. Let's not forget, Shizno. Phil Spencer did say they got so much content, they got to do more showcases. They got to do more to show off what's coming in the near future and all that. And not only that, Shizno. Um, not only that, my thing is like Xbox. Go ahead and bring back Xbox Inside or Inside Xbox. I mean, go ahead and bring it back, guys, because you guys got so much content that there's enough to fill monthly updates. You know what I'm saying? For example, January. Let that be your showcase like last year. February, hey, we got an update on Hellblade if that's the most recent release game, right? Then as the year progresses, we get updates on Avowed, and then like say a few days before the official release of the exclusive, the whole Xbox Inside episode could be about it. Just 30 minutes to an hour about what to expect, some exclusive gameplay, some interviews or something. Yeah, I think I think that'd be brilliant to bring back Inside Xbox, man. If Phil said they could look forward to more frequent showcases. Look, they got Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, the Xbox first party stuff, King, and all that. Hell, let's be real. At this point, they could do a showcase every month, and there'll be new content. Should have no said. Oh, it's definitely jealousy. They'd love if Sony did this much for them. Oh yeah, not even close, just no. Because look, they talk is Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy 16 and all these other games came day one on their service, and some of those games aren't even fucking good, right? But they'll still hell. Or what if they it and then what's crazy is that if I'm not mistaken, Stray released day one on their service. It was like the only game they did that with, and it had millions of players on PlayStation 5 at the time. And they still said, fuck this. But to be fair, no, the metrics to Sony games are very different from the metrics to Xbox games. So they can't do it to the same extent that Xbox does. You know, because Xbox has been doing this long enough that there are a lot of people like me just know, hey, what's up, Mishi Miyagi, man? How are you, man? Hope your Christmas and all that was good, my friend. But man, back to you. There, people like me, I not only have I been subscribed to Game Pass, I still buy a lot of these games to own, even if it's not day one every single one. Like Grounded, I bought Grounded on sale, but Grounded to me is such a fantastic game. I had to own it. I couldn't just be okay with it with just having it in the subscription service. So that if anything ever happens, because sometimes life gets to you, and I need to make the tough decision to cut Game Pass. I could still have access to these Xbox exclusives. And some of it is just the collector in me would do stuff like buy the collector's version of Redfall or Starfield. Hell, I wish that there's a collector version of Hi-Fi Rush to have in my collection, man. Insane, bro. 2024 and beyond for Xbox is gonna be crazy. Yep, that's why Coco Fiend. This is the golden age of Xbox, man. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the golden age in real time and not do it nostalgically. Where in 10 years people look back at, man, Xbox killed it in 2023. No, here in 2023, as we close out the year, I'm saying it right now. Xbox killed it this year. It's been fantastic, and it's gonna get even better. You know, and for the record, I 100% believe that we're gonna get some exclusive Activision content. You know, listen, Xbox are smart. They know they're gonna let the Call of Duties, the Minecrafts, they're gonna let those type of games make money for Xbox to fund other projects. Hell, Sony uses third party to fund their exclusives all the time. So it's not like it's a brand new strategy to use content you own to fund other projects. It's business. That's where I'm at with stuff like that, man. Yeah, Coco Fiend, 100%. Box said, my opinion, the next Xbox console should play all PC games. This keeps Xbox users in place. I have no clue how they pull that off, but that'd be pretty cool. Box. What I think, let me say this, Box. How does this sound? The next Xbox games should play all generations of Xbox natively on the console. That's right. I know it'll probably be expensive to do. I don't know how expensive to do, but find a way to put a situation where any OG Xbox and 360 disc I own, I can put in my next Xbox and it plays. I think that'd be killer. I think that'd be killer because they already do a fantastic job with backwards compatibility. Why not just have it play natively now next from the next Xbox? And then you really have an all-in-one Xbox, a universal Xbox, if you will, that plays everything. That's what I think they should look into personally. You know, and what that would do, that would help game preservation so much because as great as gaming is, they fell badly at game preservation, man. One of the reasons why the backwards compatibility program stopped so abruptly is because of legal issues with licensing and stuff like that. So to me, fuck it. Just have it to where I could literally play any Xbox disc digital or however I own it, no matter where or no matter how I bought it on the next Xbox, along with my current games. Make it called the Universal Xbox or something. Xbox Universal or Xbox Universe maybe. Shouldn't have said, yeah, I still buy most of these games too for the same reason. Yeah, man. And not only that, shit, no, there are also games that I played on Game Pass and bought to own because I love them so much on Game Pass, like Outriders and Children of Morta, for example. I was playing this game on Game Pass, Solar Ash. I might end up buying that. Silver Swagger said, thanks for Game Pass Ultimate. I had bought Dead Space Remake Deluxe Edition for $7. Yeah, same here, man. Dead Space, Wild Hearts, Immortals of Avium, and Need for Speed Unbound were all under $10, man. That was wild. That might have been a glitch. We might have got lucky with that Silver Swagger because that might have been a glitch, and it should have been 10% off or something, not $10. But I took advantage of that at that too, man. Hey Zink, what's up, man? If you're not busy, feel free to join. What's up, Zink? My brother Zink, man. Um. Oh yeah. He said, "Oh my God, any old Xbox 360 disc would be awesome." Yeah, man. I think that should be the next goal. Just make it just have one universal Xbox console that could play anything, any Xbox game you ever owned, any way possible. I think that just flat out blows people's minds. But yeah, man. But like I was saying, Xbox 2024. Yo, if you thought 2023 was bad for them, good luck in the future because Xbox is set for like the next decade, guys. And Matt Booty said years ago, hey, we want to release a game each quarter. It looks like they'll be able to do even more than that. Looks like they'll be able to do more than that, man. Yo, okay, so I found this funny. So game catalog, life to date, top PlayStation 5 titles, first party titles up and down the lineup experience. And by the way, again, a bunch of PlayStation 4 games and shit. But this, it's funny. Starfield 40 hours average player time, right? And people call Bethesda liars and everything under the sun. And yet with Sony games, not a single one even approaches close to 40 hours play time. Yeah, I'm going there. You know. And then look at this shit. On PlayStation 5, it looked like Horizon had 1.7 million players. That's it. Returnal 1.6. Hold on. You telling me on PlayStation 5, Horizon Forbidden Entertainment only had 100,000 more players total than Returnal and Dark Souls? Wow. Okay, I see why they can't survive without Call of Duty. Pity award for Spider-Man 2. Hell yeah, Faded Blaze. You know, the way Spider-Man games be depressing, he might as well just be called Pity Man with the fucking pity party you got to throw for him at the end of these fucking boring games. But yeah, man, these numbers kind of crazy because again, remember, Sony said they sold 50 million, 6.6 million with Spider-Man Miles Morales, 4.5 million with Ghost of Tsushima, 3.1 million players with Spider-Man. Again. This is why we always say, look, Sony would kill to have a game like Grounded that had 10 million players. Would kill for it. Because look at these fucking numbers. God of War Ragnarok, only 1.1 million on PlayStation 5. You know, the average play time for these games, except for Ghost of Tsushima, which had 22.5. That's clearly the most. They're barely cracking 10 million hours per game. Barely. So again, these PlayStation fans are not playing their games. They're not buying these games. They're all playing Call of Duty, GTA, Fortnite, Minecraft, Assassin's Creed type game. These numbers, man. I love stuff like this, man. This is why I love numbers. Faded Blaze says there's a reason why Horizon Forbidden Entertainment flopped hard. They released the same month as Elden Ring. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, man. Elden Ring did crush that game, and then Elden Ring ended up being the mega hit Sony thought Horizon would have been. King Scotto with the lie. He says Xbox Series X only sold 5 million. Hey, that's cool because with five, listen, although that's a lie, I don't care, King, because as you see, y'all don't. First of all, the 5 million, my dude. Look at these numbers. Y'all don't play this fucking shit on PlayStation. And by the way, the Series X only sold 5 million. Hey, at least 13 million players still played Starfield. At least Game Pass has over 40 games coming day one next year. So yeah, let Xbox Series X only sell 5 million in your delusional world. You do realize that means nothing to me, right? Because at the end of the day, because you know what I don't do, Scotto? I don't play games. I don't sit here and play Starfield or Hi-Fi Rush and be like, man, this is a great game, but Xbox only sold 5 million consoles. Come on now. Come on. No, by the way, that 75% is not true. So I know what you're referencing because IGN made that same mistake as well, where they got 75% of the current gen sales have been Series S. It's actually closer. It's actually more like 50%, really. It's not 75%. IGN made that same mistake as well, and then when proven wrong, I don't even think they ever corrected themselves. Console sales mean nothing without profit. Yeah, definitely. But you know what? They got nothing. You know, they got nothing really. They got nothing else, man. So go ahead and have your sales. Go ahead and have your 50 million or whatever you want to call it. You know, means nothing to me. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Xbox still doing better numbers than PlayStation with their 5 million Series X's. So that's cool, man. So yeah, man. So third place Xbox is still beating first place Sony's ass in everything that counts. And you think that you came here and thought you were saying something, Scotto. You thought you had something, man. Come on now. Come on now. You messing with the wrong dude. Cause I don't give a shit. You do realize that I do not give a fuck about that, man. Because Xbox is clearly listen, Scotto. Xbox is doing well enough that they bought Bethesda and Activision in the same console generation. You think your boy Unlimited is sitting here being like, man, let me see how many consoles they show. I don't give a fuck because Xbox is already kicking ass. Sold 5 million when Starfield had more than 13 million concurrent players. Those numbers are suspect. Yeah, man. Well, no, I think there's 13 million total players, Faded Blaze. But yeah, I'm with you there, Faded Blaze. Again, it don't really matter, you know. So Starfield is still a hit, Scotto. You're not making a point. You're not making a point. And by the way, 93% of those PC gamers are using Windows to play their games. So again, you're not, dude, Scotto, you're not making the point you're thinking you're making, man. So because at the end of the day, no, dude, the Series X is not dying. It's fine. Here's the thing: Xbox is working on the next generation Xbox. The Series X and S are both doing perfectly fine. But by the way, if I remember correctly, they were saying that it was outselling. It was the year to date in the sense that I think we're year 3 in this console generation. It has sold more than the other Xbox at this point. So it's fine. You know, 2, the console is not the moneymaker. The fact that 70% of Xbox Series X and S owners are subscribed to Game Pass, that's the moneymaker. The fact that they could retain people to play their games, use the Xbox Store, be subscribed to their subscription service, and so on, that's the moneymaker. The fact that they could release fucking cat ears and Halo and people buy it like hotcakes, that's the moneymaker. So again, Scotto, you're not making a point, my dude. I'm sorry, because yeah, and again, by the way, Scotto, don't do that, man, because you're only PlayStation guys are only people stupid enough to be mad at a good sell. Dude, do you know I would be jumping off walls if I got my Series X at 350 instead of 500 back in 2020? It's called a good fucking deal. So again, you're not making the point you think you're making. You know, you're just not, my dude. I'm sorry because, okay, I'm gonna be nice and give Sony the 50 million. As you see, only of the 50 million, only 6.6 million players played Spider-Man Morales on that console. Only 1.6 million did Returnal, and that's only on PlayStation 5. 1.6 million on Demon Souls. 1.1 million with God of War. So these numbers are fucking trash on that console. A console again that all it did was resell you all the PlayStation 4 games anyway. So your new experiences is the same shit you experienced the last decade. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Xbox is dying. They're literally working on the next generation Xbox. Just invested 7.5 billion in Bethesda, nearly 70 billion in Activision. So yeah, okay. Don't be third place. Xbox third place. Xbox third place. Scotto, and I'm gonna leave you alone after this. Is giving us over 40 day one Game Pass games in 2024. Thank you, third place. Thank you. Did they count VR and AirBuds as console sales? How about other hardware? Yo, Box, I legitimately think that that they count the PlayStation Portal as console sales. Yeah, Zink, man. I wish you were here to get on his ass too, man. LMAO. Sony bundled sales, so their numbers are off too. Oh, that's right. They did bundle. Yeah, that's right. They do bundled all their games because Horizon, God of War, and Spider Man. I know for sure were bundled with PlayStations. King Scotto, how about you go play Woke Man 2? Yeah, man. Go spray paint as deaf girls, man, and tell me that bullshit is fun. PlayStation is in turmoil if this clown is talking about console sales, as if that's will solve Sony's problem. Yo, Sony inconsistent console sales, that they said, because remember last generation they had the $500 million special edition on a console that sold, that at the time at most sold what, 400 million. So it's not like Sony's numbers add up any fucking way. But that's why I say Radiance. I'm gonna just be nice and give them the 50 million because they got nothing. They got nothing over there. This year they had to pretend Spider-Man 2 was better than anything Xbox ever does. And they and then when you ask them to be honest, they didn't even like it more than the first Spider-Man game. How the hell is Xbox dying when Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard King? Yo, he don't know that, man. What's good, homie? Cypher type. Hey, Cypher, man, what's up? He said, what's good, homie? This is how I feel. Even when, if console sales mattered, they never mattered to me. What anyone else decides to spend their money on is irrelevant for my gaming enjoyment. Cypher, when I was a kid reading gaming magazines in the 90s, and I was reading articles from guys at Sega like Todd Kalinske, they were saying back then, look, we don't make money off the consoles. We don't make money off the consoles. We make the money off the games and the software and the accessories. That's what they were saying then in the 90s. You think that's changed now when video game budgets are as high as $300 million for Spider-Man 2? No. No. The console is not the moneymaker here. That's why I say I'm gonna be nice and give Scotto. And by the way, Scotto, I'm not gonna argue with you, man. So don't expect me to be here addressing all your fucking stupid comments, man. I gave you your 5 minutes of attention, and I see Hebot's having technical issues. Scotto, PlayStation is the one dying. 50 million sold counting Portal sales in PSVR 2. 30 million active players on PlayStation. Scalpers are supporting your brand. Yeah, and the problem with the scalpers having a large chunk of these PlayStations in their basement is that since nobody's using them, nobody's buying games on them consoles. They're not subscribed to anything on the consoles. So what good is a console sold for $500 once when it doesn't make any other money back? So you would kill to have a failed game like Starfield. Yo, looking at these fucking numbers, I mean, Returnal and Demon's Souls specifically, because those are only on PlayStation 5 and only peaked at 1.6 million. So in a console with 50 million sales, y'all couldn't even get 5 million to buy those games. So don't come here and tell me nothing. Console sales, and yet the attach rate for Sony's games are horrendous. Hence why they're in trouble. You are not supporting them enough. Hey, Hebot, are you good now?
Yeah, I was talking to my wife. What's up, bud?
Oh, okay. Hey, man, thank you for joining me. I know it's a
I
little
just
late.
saw the link. I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
I just saw
Um,
the link. What's up?
yeah. So we're having a great stream right now. Me and the chat here. But yeah, but pretty much, man. And we just ended up getting on this discussion here with the PlayStation numbers, right? So can you see what's
Hmm.
on screen, or do you need me
I
to break
could.
it
It's
down
a
for
little
you?
small. Let me see if I can make it bigger, though.
Yeah,
Hold
well, pretty much to sum it up, what you see on screen here are the lifetime to date PlayStation 5 titles, right? And so you
on.
see, Spider-Man had 6.6 million players, and an average play time of like 8 hours, for example. So so
Yeah.
so so what we're pretty much what we're discussing is, why are the numbers on Sony's consoles so low? Because we got somebody in chat talking about sales, but to me, he bought 50 million sales don't mean nothing when only 1.6 million people played Returnal. And remind you, Returnal and Demon's Souls specifically are only on PS5, so they don't have the PlayStation 4 numbers that they could bullshit you with.
Well, there's also the factor, my friend. There's also the factor that You see how it says new, right? New
Hmm.
players. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I'm listening.
You see how it says new to the franchise, which means new players,
Yeah,
and then total amounts of players, right?
yeah.
We all know Spider-Man, PS4, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, Returnal, Dark Souls, uh, Little Big Planet, and God of War Ragnarok, the first one, right? And
Hmm.
even Miles Morales. We all know that these are PS4 games, right? So that tells you that anybody that's playing those games now, like the new ones that came into the franchise,
Hmm.
most of those people bought the game at a clearance price. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So even the game sales that sell, even if the software is what makes them money, if they're selling them for $10 and $15, 'cause I've seen the first Horizon as low as $7, the
Hmm.
first God of War as low as $10,
Hmm.
Go to Tsushima as low as $13. You get what I'm trying to say? Get where I'm
Yeah,
getting at?
yeah.
They might be playing it and creating an engagement, but they're not making money. It's called diminish returns. So even though they're playing on it, they didn't make no money. It's just to create engagement. And even though those games are selling as low as they are, you're still getting more engagement on games that are older on Game Pass. You see what I'm getting at?
Yep.
So if you're getting games that are getting bigger audience, being on Game Pass, right? Because it's a lot more accessible. That just tells you that game sales are really not as prevalent as they always try to make it seem, and
Hmm.
especially when it comes to PlayStation. You
Yep.
see,
Hey,
because
hey,
Starfield. Go ahead.
no, no. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, 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 no.
let me address this comment. Xbox success laughing emoji. Scotto, what success? Because okay, one company, 70% of their buyers who on the console are subscribed to their console. Games like Starfield has 13 million players, Halo 30,
Mm-hmm.
Forza
Mm-hmm.
35 million. A great game like Grounded. That I know you PlayStation fans are trash because of art style.
Yeah.
10 million players. Meanwhile, your precious Spider-Man over here peaked at 6.6 million players on PS5. So what
Yep.
is success? The company, what is more successful, Scotto? The company that could buy Bethesda in Activision, or the company that had the least fucking Bungie and is running them to the ground? So tell me, Scotto, what is success? Because I'm gonna put my money towards the $2 trillion a company with Xbox, which is worth over 600 million, over PlayStation, which is worth like 45 billion. Continue,
Well,
Hugo.
it's also this to the guy Scotto that left the comment. You also got to think about this: how are they not successful as far as the Xbox brand? If the Xbox brand by itself is worth over 600 billion, and that's with a B, not million, $600 billion. And this has been since the growth of the Xbox One in 2013 that everybody claimed was so unsuccessful. Because they didn't make their money in console sales, but they made their money with software, the services, peripheral sales, features, everything that they have to offer other than just console sales. So that tells you that even though console sales may be low on Xbox, there's a lot of people buying Xbox games, products, services, and continue to do that because it's a value they cannot overlook. And it's a value that you don't get anywhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, look, I'm going to give you a little story and example. I have a friend of mine that lives in Puerto Rico. I haven't seen him in like 25 years, right? But we always talked on Facebook. And you can go look at my Facebook and verify and see for yourself because we were just talking about it not that long ago, right? And he was always on PlayStation. He just recently got the Xbox Series S. And he told me he can't believe how much games are on there, right? So he personally asked me, what games can you recommend that I can play on Xbox? You knowing the taste of games that I like that are exclusives, because that's basically what I'm looking for to play the exclusive they have as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
named all the exclusives since 2013, and there were more than 40,
Mm.
right? More than 40. And he's like, holy shit, all those fucking games there. I told him you can play all that on Game Pass. Every single one of those games are on Game Pass. Every single one. And he's like, fuck, I didn't even know that. He didn't really know that Game Pass is just you pay, you get the online, you get the cloud aspect of it if you want to play on the go, and that you can play the games, the exclusives, all there day and date, and the ones that were before, like Recore, like Local Cycle, like Crimson Dragon. That's all in there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Max Personal Brotherhood, Rise, Son of Rome, Sunset Overdrive, Titanfall, Killer Instincts, Dead Rising 3, Aratana, right? Halo Wars 1 and 2, Halo Assault, which was the smaller isometric top shooter, Gears of War Tactics, the Gears of War whole entire series from Ultimate 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, the whole entire Forza Horizon series, the whole entire Forza Motorsport since 5, um, the Rare Replay, all that stuff is in there. All of it from Sea of Thieves, Grounded, the Song of Iron, Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, Starfield, because he likes the RPG. I told him Starfield is the first one I would recommend him because he's like he likes RPGs. Um, what was the other one? Hold on. State of Decay 1 and 2, Crackdown 3, Crackdown 1 and 2, you play it via back compat. Every single title, plus the 3 or actually 4 generations of Xbox consoles that are available, or the titles that are available on there for free with free upgrades. Free upgrades. They don't pay for it. They got the game or they buy the game via the store. It's all there. So again, when I told him this, his mind was blown. He was like, "Holy shit! I didn't know they have this many games." I said, "Absolutely, they do," because he's never played on an Xbox. And that's going to happen a lot with new people coming in that were always on PlayStation or even Nintendo, because they're going to realize, oh, I've been not playing Xbox all this time and didn't realize they had these many games. You telling me that he has more than 50 games to play right off the hip, right? And this is not including all the other third-party indie stuff that they put on there, like, Atomic Heart, like, High on Life. You know what I'm talking about, brother?
Right.
And you're gonna tell me that they're not gonna be like their mind is gonna be blown away, and that it's not gonna change their perspective of what they thought Xbox was? Because a lot of people didn't buy Xbox from 2013 because they really thought they had no games and that the games they had were garbage. And brother, we've experienced it, especially in the last 3 or 4 years. That the people that get on Xbox for the first time, they go and play Rise, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, this game's amazing. Quantum Break. That's another one I told them. They go play Quantum Break. What the fuck? This game's incredible. Why this game didn't get the love it deserves? Sunset Overdrive, Recore. They play the games and they're like, these games are so good. Why were they trash? Why were they rock bottom with media and people talking shit about them? I don't get it. I don't understand how was this even possible. That tells you there that all that bullshit was all hate, rhetoric, and nonsense.
Yep.
Because when gamers play games, the minute they actually realize what they have in their hand, when they play on Xbox, they realize that the Xbox is an amazing console with amazing games, with an amazing value, which is the biggest selling point. That's why they push Game Pass so hard, because Phil and everybody at Microsoft know that the minute people get Game Pass and they see the plethora of games that are in there for what they pay monthly, especially if they're new, like my friend, a new consumer and customer, bro, they got years and years worth of games there that they're probably never going to get to all of them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that simple. It's that simple. So again, when you have to still go buy a Spider-Man for $20, $15, even if that's all you're paying, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is that more value if you can get Game Pass for $15 and play all the exclusives that they have to offer, not just one game, which is one exclusive? And that's what these guys don't get. And then let's not mention what's going to happen from this point forward with games like Valve, Clockwork, what's the name of that game?
Clockwork Revolution.
Clockwork Revolution, right? And we didn't even mention the smaller stuff like Ravenlock that you can play there. You don't have to pay for it like you do on, let's say, another platform if it's there, like the Adventures of Benedict Fox, right? like what's the other one that comes to mind? Oh, you could also play Ori and Cuphead. They're all there, and you don't have to play. Worry about buying separately. Even if you bought, let's say, God of War Ragnarok for $10, with $5 more, you can still play 500 games at your disposal day one, as opposed to just one game, because none of these games are in PSN now. And when they put them in, because I remember they had put God of War at one point, and even the Nathan Drake stuff, they took them out. You see what I'm saying? So how is that going to make more engagement and create more value when that's why these numbers are the way they are?
Yeah.
You look at a game like fucking Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Returnal. Those shits came out 3 years ago, and look how small the engagement is.
One
Look,
point. It peaked at
1.6
1.6.
million exactly, and 1.3 million. And even for looking for Horizon, even the first Horizon, 1.7.
No. That's the
Then,
second one. The first one
or
was
the second one,
1.3.
right?
The
First one,
first
you
one was
see, it's still
1.3.
1.3. And then look, even Death Stranding, that's a Kojima game, and everybody swears up and down that they love PlayStation because Kojima's on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 point, no,
Just
2
2
million.
million. Two peaked at 2 million.
And how long ago did Death Stranding come out? Since the
I think
PS4.
2019, if I remember.
Thank you, my brother. Almost 4 going on 5 years. So that means it has no engagement. Why? Again, because you don't have access to these games on PSN now. You still have to go out and buy it, even if you're only paying $15 or $10 for the game,
Mm-hmm.
because
And,
you got to pay more for the PlayStation 5 version,
yep.
which makes it even worse.
Yep.
Because if you buy the PS5 version of Death Stranding and go to Tsushima, for example, the games are like $35 or something like that, especially if you didn't own it for PS4,
Yeah,
right?
and then what these PlayStation games don't have that Xbox games have is the benefit of dual access, and by dual access I mean people like me who
Absolutely.
bought Starfield and Redfall day one. A lot played it on Game Pass and bought it later.
Absolutely.
Either way,
I've done it
either way.
myself. Hi-Fi Rush. You bought it day one, remember?
Yep.
And then what happened with me? I just bought it on the sale. I got it for $20
Boom.
because I said I want to own the game.
Yeah.
So I don't ever have to worry and rely. If I don't got Game Pass, I can still play it. I
Yeah.
bought it.
Exactly.
You
That's
see
what
what
I
I'm
said
saying?
earlier. Yeah. That's what I said earlier.
And then another point that you just pointed out without even realizing that you pointed out, the other factor that you guys don't understand and don't even realize, those numbers that the Xbox games made, they weren't just because it was on Game Pass. Because when you played Starfield, right? You had the early access for like a week, remember? And in that first week, they hit 10 million players.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that means they bought the game. They didn't play it on Game Pass. They bought the game. So
Mhm.
that means Starfield made more money than Returnal, than Death Stranding, Demon Souls, and Horizon all put together.
Yep, because I remember specifically they saying 6 million players the day it released, and remember
Yes,
you
the
could
day it
play it
released.
early, and you
Absolutely.
could play it
And by
early on
the final
September
week
1st.
before it hit Game Pass, they said it was almost at 11 million. Remember?
Yep, and not well
So,
not now this week it's at 13 million as you will
right,
see in a
right,
second.
right.
13 million.
So again, look at that. So again, what does that tell? No, is that 22 million now?
No, that's days played. You see
Oh,
at the
okay,
top.
okay.
Look at the top, 13 million players.
Yeah. Is it that the screen is zoomed in so I couldn't see it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 13 million players to date. And again, though almost 11 million players of those players played it before it hit Game Pass. Because that's the nonsense that a lot of people try to pull too. Oh, that's because it's on Game Pass. No, because they had early access for a whole week. You can play the game a whole week in advance, and it had almost 11 million players when it hit Game Pass day and date. Okay, so it had less people playing it the day after release than when before, because most of the people that wanted to play it played it day one on the early access. So that game made more money than all the other four I just mentioned for PlayStation, because it sold more copies and had more players on it. You see what I'm saying?
yep.
And that was in a week, in a week's time. So you're going to tell me that Microsoft don't make more money than Sony? That's why they make more money.
Yeah,
Because I
and Xbox,
guarantee,
and we found out earlier this year, Xbox is more profitable.
Absolutely. But we've been saying that, unlimited. You know that you've been following my channel for a long time.
Hmm.
I've been saying this since 2015 when Phil took over,
Oh yeah,
that the
yeah.
Xbox brand has been profitable, and that's why they've been able to do the things that they are doing,
Yep.
like create Game Pass and put the fucking exclusives day and day. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
They did the numbers, they did the data, and they said, look, this could really work in the favor of us as a company
Hmm.
and the gamers because it's so consumer friendly and attractive, right? It's like seeing a woman butt naked telling you, I want you to make love to me, and you just stand there and say, oh, never mind, I don't want to.
Right.
You're crazy. And nobody in their right mind is going to do that.
Nope.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not going to happen. And that's just, me giving you an example with some type of, philosophy or not, or some type of, you know what I mean. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
think of
No,
the
no, I
word.
know. I know what you're saying.
That shit makes no sense. Ain't nobody going to do that.
Yeah.
So again, this rhetoric about Game Pass is no good, it's not profitable, that it's not doing. You guys are listen. You're in denial.
Yeah. I mean,
You're in denial.
I swear, Phil says at least once a month now about how Game Pass is sustainable,
It's
profitable.
yeah, every month and you notice that every interview he does, everybody always asks him the same stupid question, like it's going
Yeah,
to change. Oh, by the way, Phil, it's Game Pass profitable? He says, oh yeah, absolutely, it's very
I,
profitable.
I'm just glad they finally stopped asking Phil Starfield's coming to PlayStation.
Right, right, right.
They asked him that in every interview for like 3 years.
But then right, exactly. But again, that's another dumbass fucking question because the whole time since 2013, right? Even though we had the games since it released, right? The Xbox One, we had 12 titles or 13 titles day one at launch.
Right,
PlayStation had three, and one of them was a fucking indie game, which was Resogun.
right.
And then they had Sackboy, which not Sackboy, Knack,
Nah,
which
which
we
did
all know Knack should have been a $20 title, not a $60
yeah,
title, because
yeah.
it was a small indie
They
game.
didn't play that bullshit.
Right. And then their AAA was, what was it? Fucking Killzone, which we all know nobody played because they didn't like the game.
Right.
Right? The game was mediocre. That's why you never see numbers for Killzone. You see Killzone in that list? Nope. Right? So again, that's the dumbest thing to ask because the whole time since 2013, the fucking conversation was, well, if Xbox gave us a reason to buy the console, we would. They need more games and exclusives, right?
Yep.
Now that they provide it for you, and they're not only providing it for you, they've been providing it since day one, but they're also providing it to you at the access point of entry point that is just, dirt cheap. Now the conversation is, well, why don't they put it on PlayStation to make more money? They're not going to make more money. Look at the PlayStation exclusives that everybody's been claiming that they make so much money from, and look at the numbers. You think because an Xbox game goes to PlayStation, it's going to make money? No, because PlayStation guys, with the exception of the hardcore dudes, they don't buy games. The games that they do buy are Madden, GTA,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft,
Yep.
all the games that are popular. And why is that? Because those games cater to the casual market. And most people buying PlayStation are casuals. They buy it because they're like, oh, todo el mundo tiene PlayStation. That's the hottest shit. Let's go buy it. That is why.
Right.
So when you go look at the ratio of how many games sell per console, the number ratio, I think, is 1-to-1. They buy one game per console.
Right.
And go ahead.
Oh no. Continue, and I was gonna get back to the chat.
Right. No, because I was going to say, and that sometimes that ratio is because the games are bundled and they include the bundles. They include the games in the bundles, especially during PS4 because they were all physical copies. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't even buy it. They just got it by default because it was in a bundle. That's why Spider-Man had almost 6 million units sell that Black Friday. That means 6 million units of Spider-Man PS4, right, was given out for free.
Yep.
And I know people that bought it and sold the game and they just got the console because they wanted the price that it was so cheap.
Yeah, I know people who did the same too.
That's just wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
So again, it's the stupidest question to ask for games because the whole point is if you have new games on Xbox that you can't play on PlayStation and that you can't play on a Nintendo console, right? But
Hmm.
this is not talking about PC because most people don't play on PC. Yes, there's 500 or 600 million people on PCs because they use them for every other stuff in daily living, but they also play certain games on it. That's
Right.
why they count it as in the data, just like cell phones. Yes, billions, 2 billion, 3 billion people play on cell phones, but they're playing $1 games like Candy Crush or Flappy Bird. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which still, if it's at $1 per game, that's $6 billion they make from one game. So I get why that market is so prevalent, but they're not really playing games like gamers really do in the traditional sense. The way that we do, that we play Alan Wake, we'll play, Spider Man, we'll play God of War, we'll play Gears of War, we'll play Forza, we'll play Star. They don't play those games.
Right.
They're playing what's popular and accessible to them on the phone, like a Flappy Bird or a Candy Crush, or even a Minecraft that costs $2, $3, $5 to buy because it's cheap and it's on the go. They're not spending $60 on a game on a phone to play Red Dead Redemption, for example.
Right.
That's not what they're doing. So
Right.
let's keep it 100 because I hate when they use that comparison of, oh, but the mobile market in space is big. Yes, it's big because people buy dollar games, $2 games, and if 6 billion people buy $2 games, that's $12 billion.
Right. Yeah.
So of course they're not going to ignore it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and everything you said was spot on. But let me get back to the chat because they've been just on fire. Radiant
Absolutely,
Radiant said, didn't Sony say in their leaks that they would be in trouble in 2027 due to Sony's
absolutely.
Telecom? Yep, that was one of the things that leaked, man. Xbox has 120 frames per second games, more than PlayStation 5. Hell, the Series S has more 120 frames.
Now, real quick to add to what Radiant said, how if the company themselves are waving the white flag, saying that they are not making enough money, right, and that they can literally be hurt by this Activision and Bethesda Cinemax deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming from the horse's mouth. The company themselves is telling you we're in trouble and it could cause a lot of danger. How you going to question that shit and say Xbox not making no money? It's PlayStation. Like that shit sounds retarded.
Look, man. The fact that they bought Bethesda and Activision alone shuts them up. But these guys they need to talk because they don't play games. And
Crazy.
oh, by the way, the PlayStation fans in the chat, you guys kind of proven the original point of this stream, right? Xbox takes the number one spot in most covered games and companies, right? He bought because this year Starfield was number one with 53,000 articles, and Xbox was over 308,000. And all because and the fans in the chat, y'all prove this right because y'all like the gaming media can't keep Xbox out your mouth. But let me get back to the chat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by
Because
the
they
way,
don't realize that negative press is good press. That's
yep,
why.
yep,
They don't
uh,
get that. They don't realize that logic. That's how it works.
yep. Um, Other Zinc said facts. People like you, Windows Central, IGN, Jeff Grubb, Ryan McCaffrey, Greg Millen, Colin Moriarty, Paris Lilly, Jess Corden, Justin Legary, Justin Schreier, Hebot's favorite man, Paul Tossi, etc. That while you're in Xbox chat, Sony doesn't have to say shit, and you and IGN to play. Yep.
You
Yo,
notice I had Paul Tassi's ass
name,
on track. He don't really talk that much no more because I tapped that
yeah,
ass hard.
yeah. Name a PlayStation. What's PlayStation's first party lineup? Don't name third party games. Y'all didn't count Xbox third party, so I'm holding y'all to the same standard, right?
Right, right.
Eh,
Well, remember, hey, Unlimited, real quick. Remember when they were trying to say that those Xbox games didn't count because they were from third party? But when it's a PlayStation game that's third party and it's not funded by them or owned by them, it counts as a PlayStation exclusive. You remember that rhetoric? Unlimited? Uh-oh. My brother, Unlimited. Unlimited. Our boy is gone. Or is it me? Is it me? Or is it me? What happened? Are we there? I'll be
All
there.
right. Yeah. So Game Over said y'all ponies had one exclusive next year, and that's Final. No. Game. I do not count Final Fantasy. That's third party. Listen,
Right.
listen. Their rules. Game Over back in 2022 was that nah, we don't count High on Life for any of
Third
those.
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was
So,
for
so, so
Xbox.
I'm
That's what I just said.
yeah, so I'm holding them to the exact same standard. So no, Game
hmm
Over. They
Last
don't have
Ronin
Final
is
Fantasy.
third party.
Yep.
That other game, Project Eve, that's called Stray Blade or whatever the fuck it's called now, third party. Shit, Spider Man. Spider Man is third party.
Yeah,
Spider
technically.
Man is literally third party because it's owned by Marvel Games, not by Sony, and they fund the development of the game. Sony only funds marketing. That's it.
Yeah, and Cipher Type One with a good comment said, Xbox and PlayStation were made to chase the PC as soon as the architecture became the same in each console. 4K and ray tracing were PC features that were forced on the consoles. Well, yeah, definitely, I believe the architect now is the same that's used on PC. That's why we install games instead of just playing them from the disc, like the first 7 generations. Um, but yeah, plus Xbox always want to do integration with PC because of Windows Cipher. So let's not forget that.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, the console space always tried to give gamers on this console
mhm.
the highest quality experience when it came down to hardware. Because remember, during the 360, for the first 2 years, I believe
Right,
it was stronger than any PC available at that time.
right,
That's why a lot of people bought 360, even PC guys, because it was stronger than anything they had to offer, even on the PC space. Now,
right.
obviously, that's not the case because the PC market is so big. They just keep upgrading every 6 months and every seven
Mhm.
months, and you can never even
Well,
touch.
the hardcore on PC upgrade that often.
Right, the hardcore. That's what I'm
Listen,
talking about.
my best friend's a PC gamer. Matter of fact, I have multiple PC gamer friends. One my
They
my
just,
home. Yeah, a lot of them they're still using the same pretty much the same thing they've been using for almost a decade
specs.
basically, and they're
Yeah, yeah,
now they're now upgrading their specs in 2023 heading into 2024. So
right.
and that's the thing about PC market. They're a lot more fluid than the console market because the console on Xbox you just got to program basically for the Series S and X, and on PlayStation just the PlayStation 5, right? So on PC you gotta it's like they got to make it work with all the graphic cards and everything. So that's why,
And it's too
and
many
that's also
variables.
why. Yeah,
The
yeah,
problem
and the
is
variables
it's too
is
many
why.
variables on PC. So
Yeah,
on a console, for 8 years, if it's out, right, like it was in 360 or PS3 era, the developers can literally create magic with old hardware because they learned the hardware so much because they've been developing for it for already 8 years that
right,
they could do things that you wouldn't even thought possible. That's why
right,
Crisis was able to run on the 360.
right.
Remember, they were like, "Oh, you can't run that on a console," and then they actually made it run, and even part 2 and 3 came out too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they weren't better than PC, but they were fucking comparable as hell. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So again, it's the reason why developers can achieve that. It's because on a console, everybody has the same hardware. No one is having nothing different. So it's way easier to get.
Uh oh. Hebot, you there? Oh man, Hebot having little technical issues while he was spitting. But
No,
I'll.
no, no, no. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. Okay. Cool.
I'm here. I'm just saying that's why with consoles they're able to achieve so much stuff because the 30 or 50 or 60 million people that are playing on it all have the same hardware.
Yep.
It's not different than anybody else. With
Yep.
PC, it's impossible. That's why when you see the games come, a lot of times they have hiccups. They got to
Hmm.
fucking keep optimizing, keep sending out patches because everybody's PC and specs of their PC are different. It's too many variables.
Right.
There's too many variables. And I know people don't want to hear that, especially a lot of people in the PC space, but that's a fact.
Hmm.
That is an absolute fact. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about that. When Quantum Break came out, as an example, Quantum Break was working fine on the Xbox. It
Yeah.
worked glorious. But on PC, they were having a lot of issues because The game was so demanding in order to run it perfect on the PC, and
Mhm.
most people don't have the specs, like you said, or they'll have enough memory but not enough power on the graphic card,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
or they have enough power on the graphic card but not enough memory, or not the right sound chips. Or if they don't have the right sound chip, they don't have the right heat sinking that it needs to keep it cool.
Mhm.
It's a lot of variables.
Yep. And listen, look, man, look, my Series X is more powerful than my friend's PC.
Right.
So not everybody. Hell, I'd argue, most are not gaming at current console, at current console specs, basically. Let me get back to the chat here. Sensitive 2 said Sony should take note. Making old Xbox and 360 games 4K 60 is both awesome and something I can respect and earns a lot of goodwill with me. Yeah, yeah. Xbox does really good job with features, the goodwill features and the accessibility and stuff like that that just make it easy to own an Xbox. The OG Xbox was a console PC due to its time constraint. The HDD on the box was an innovation, but if they had the time during that era, they would have made custom chipset. Yeah. Oh man. Yo, the OG Xbox was excellent, man. Xbox has no. Okay, I'm not. Listen, I'm not dealing with the trolls. I already gave Scotto his 5 minutes of fame, but the rest of you guys, yeah. Go to 100 if you want to argue. Wii U only sold 13 million, and I'm sure Series is doing much better. Yeah, it is, man. It is because when they were in, I think Brazil, it was at 21 million or something like that earlier. Jimmy sold 450K stocks of Sony. Sony stocks. Yeah, I mean, they all know the sinking ship over there. Also RDNA 2 was developed by both AMD and Microsoft. Xbox has no games. I'm happy. Ah, damn, he bought. Xbox has a game. I'm happy to be in third place, bro. Yeah, look, man. This whole first place stuff and console sales, it means nothing to me. Xbox, they're literally working on the next generation of Xbox. These games are doing great. They're great games, and so it's just you're just not going to sway me that Xbox is this terrible console, and I need to sell my Xbox to play fucking Spider Man, a game where I remind you spray paint as a deaf girl. Not doing it. It's not convincing me. All right, you there, Heapot?
Yeah. What I was trying to
Okay.
say, that what you were trying to say is that a lot of PC gamers are not running their PC at the same current console spec levels.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you were trying to say. I know what you were
Yeah,
trying to say.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because my friends and I, we talk about gaming all the time, you know. And hell, I got my friends hooked to PC Game Pass. Well, they use Game Pass Ultimate, but most of the PC version because of it, because of our talks with gaming.
Right.
So
Well,
so
you
when
remember there was that chart even during the Xbox One generation. There was
Mhm.
that data chart that came out that said that 85, I think it was, percent of PC gamers were only playing at 720p. Remember
Yes,
that?
yeah,
You
that's
remember
right,
that? I think
that's
Next
right.
Gen used to bring it up all the time, and they used to laugh about it.
Yeah.
And again, that was another point of conversation that was fucking comical and laughable, because I remember when we had games like Forza Motorsports,
Hmm.
right? And we had games like Halo and Gears that they were running in 4K at 60, but some of them used the dynamic resolution
Hmm.
solution, right?
Yeah,
Which was basically, when there was a lot of things going on, it would dip down in resolution to keep the frame rate steady, right?
yeah,
Which would be for seconds, literally seconds, right? The
right.
games run 98% of the time in 4K, right? Or
Hmm.
not just 4K, but in 1080p, right?
Right.
And remember the conversation was, oh, 1080p is no big deal, or is no good. It's not as good as 720 or 720 or 900, as long as the frame rate is stable. That was a point of conversation with that, because
Hmm.
when Microsoft had the edge, same thing like when we transitioned to 4K, when Microsoft had the edge, nobody cared because it was Microsoft, or the haters didn't care because they didn't want to admit, oh shit, they're really playing 1080p and 4K games.
Hmm.
We're not. We're playing at 1080p or 1440 at the very highest when the Xbox One X came out. Remember,
Right.
which was the better console.
Right.
And Microsoft themselves came out and said that the problem is they can't force developers to utilize the power of the hardware, And a lot of the people were not utilizing it to keep games parodied with PS4 because there was articles that came out and said that as well. Oh, a lot of developers admit they kept games parody so that it won't overshadow the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah. And Zinc here said less than 2% of PC gamers upgrade their PC every year. Yeah,
That's a
I
fact.
mean, yeah, that's because the 2%, the small percent that does, they're the super hardcore, they're the specialists. Specialist isn't exactly the word I'm thinking of, but they're the people who
The elitists.
yeah, the elitists. Thank you.
Mhm,
Who
mhm.
feel they need to have the best and the best all as soon as the latest graphic card come out. But
Plus,
that's just
let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, my brother.
mhm.
PC gaming is expensive.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. They try to like, oh no, it's not expensive. You're crazy. When the fucking graphic card, the 9800, right? RT
Mhm.
9800, right?
Mm.
Goes for $23,000. How you
Really?
gonna tell me? It goes for 2,300. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Meanwhile, you could buy an Xbox for $300 right now,
Mhm.
concurrently,
Yep.
right?
350 for the X,
Or
250 for the
yeah,
S.
exactly. Thank you. Or 350, and you could actually play games with HDR, Dolby Vision, right? You could, which is the sound, the best quality sound there is. You can play games at actual native 4K at 60. You can play some games at native 4K 120 or even 1440 at 120, right?
Right.
And you got the VRR solution on the monitors and the TV. When you can play that type of quality of games on a $350 console, how
Mhm.
can you even have the nerve sacks or the ball sacks to make an argument of PC's better when you just pay $2,300 just for the graphic card?
Yeah, and I've seen hell even the custom PC builds they be like $2,000 $3,000 for the high
Mhm.
end stuff, and not even that. Some of them, for example, I believe for example the i5 isn't as good as the i7, but
Mhm.
I've seen some of those PC builds with the i5 be the $2,000 price range. So
And let's get technical too. Go ahead, finish what you're saying. I'm gonna say something else.
yeah. No. So I'm just saying, PC is again a very fluid platform for gamers, and that's again. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to say earlier, and then I'll let you speak, Keybot. That's why when PC games has issues that console games don't, I don't get upset because the consoles they don't gotta worry about all Nvidia, AMD,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Intel, and all that shit. Try to get them works on the various the various parts I'll put in and with these big AAA mega games that are costing 200 $300 million to make, yeah, it's going to be hard to get that shit to run at 4K on every
Absolutely.
fucking graphics card. But go
Now,
ahead.
now I'm gonna get even more technical. Another thing people don't realize, yes, you have unlimited flexibility and features you can do on a PC, right? But it all comes at a cost, right? So, for example, we can do 4K recording on our console without having to buy a 4K capture card. You see what I'm saying? It's
Right.
already available in our hands. We can play backwards compatibility for 3 generations, 4 generations,
Hmm.
absolutely for free with free upgrades without having to worry about, let me find an emulator that runs these games on my PC.
Right.
See? We can fucking have Dolby Atmos Vision surround sound without having to buy a card that actually supports it and costs more money.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
We can fucking what you call it? What's the other thing I was thinking about? That we have uh, on a console. We can do all these things on the console, right?
Hmm.
Right? Without having to worry about extra costs or paying more money to upgrade what we already have in our existing PC. Those are features that are also extremely appealing. Shit, we got dedicated servers available for every single game. It's free on a
Hmm.
console, free. Meanwhile, if you want to play on a dedicated server, right, on PC, let's say you're playing Call of Duty, right, and you want to play on dedicated servers so you have a better experience, you got to pay for that time that you play on that dedicated server. Whether it's $5, $10 an hour, $5, it doesn't matter. You have to pay for it. On a console, it's free. You see what I'm trying to say, Unlimited?
No, yeah, no,
These are the
I'm with you.
things that people that try to talk about PC and always glorify it never want to point out. Bullshit, motherfuckers. You know that your point is moot and it's dumb. It's dumb because
Right.
at the end of the day, the bark. Listen, the power efficiency and the bang for the buck that you get playing on a console. It supersedes anything that you were gonna do on a PC. I don't care what nobody. Remember, we can play emulators on the Xbox as well.
Mm-hmm.
All we gotta do is put it on dev
Dev
mode.
kit, yeah.
Shit, we can develop a game on the Xbox if we're developers.
Right.
Like, what the fuck you talk? How do you want to sit there and say, "Oh no, this garbage is dead"? No, y'all stupid. You're dumb. If you think like that, you're absolutely dumb.
Right. Yeah, yeah. The Xbox is fine. Hey, Mike. You know what, Mike? You know, Mike. I like you, even though you're a PlayStation dude. But listen, Mike. I, the reason why Xbox fans don't care about the 3-to-1 sales over Xbox and all that bullshit is because even though y'all keep telling us about these great sales PlayStation have, why are they not fucking buying Bethesda and Activision? And no, Mike. Let me give you a hint, my friend. It's not because they're all just taking money from Microsoft. Xbox is a self-sustaining platform. You do know that, right? That's why
Mhm.
Phil is literally CEO of Xbox now. So the sales just don't mean nothing to Xbox fans because we're over here enjoying our games. And while y'all got to
Plus, they're
hold on
making
this way.
money. They're making money because people on Xbox are spending it
Yeah.
because they're making it so accessible for the players and the consumers that consumers do not hesitate to make a purchase.
Yep. Yep.
That's the biggest difference. When you have the ability to play something like Starfield, right? Imagine Starfield was multiplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you can play Starfield day and day at no cost, no risk, day one on an Xbox, and then you got to go out and buy the $80 version on a PlayStation, what makes you think that people are going to go spend the $80?
Mm-hmm.
It's something they don't really know. It's a new IP. It's a new risk. They don't know if it's going to be good enough for them, right? Because the
Mm-hmm.
claim is it's not good enough, right? Isn't that the claim?
Right.
You really think they're going to go spend the $80 versus playing it on a Game Pass or buying Game Pass to play it? No, they're not. And what ends up happening is it's a domino effect. Once they play it on Game Pass, they're like, yo, this game is incredible. They go and buy it. So not only did they make money off of the Microsoft, right? From Game Pass, now they're making money off of them because they went and actually bought individual games. You
Right.
see?
Right.
Because that's what me and you do. Me and you have a plethora of physical games for preservation, right?
Yep.
Basically, it's our backup in case something ever happens. We have our backup, right?
Yep. Yep.
Which most people don't understand either, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when me and you see a sale for a game, or even when we don't see it on a sale, we're like, you know what? I don't want to take out the disc, so I don't have to keep doing that, messing up the disc maybe.
Yeah. 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 That's exactly what I do.
You get what I'm saying? I don't want to mess
Yeah.
up the box. You know, every time you take out the box, put it away, take out the box. That creates damage to the copy, right? And if
Mm-hmm.
you're a collector that's anal, maybe like you like to keep everything upkeep and keep it mint and nice,
Yep.
you don't want to fuck it up. So you go and buy it digital as well. So that means they made money off of you buying it physical and they made money off of you buying it digital.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I do got we got to clarify. When I double dip on games, I'm not paying full price for both. By the way,
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just when them games be on sale for like $5, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's time to add it to my collection. But
Right.
Doomslayer said, hey, do you have the Deadpool game? That game is hard to find. Yeah, I have it. Matter of fact,
It's
I even got
retarded hard
gameplay.
to find.
Yeah, I even got gameplay on my channel for it. But and then by the way, the Deadpool situation is a perfect example why he bought and I still buy physical.
Absolutely.
Because you can't purchase it anymore since Activision lost the Marvel license, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And what ended up happening is that when that happened, a lot of the Activision games, your Transformers and all that, the prices skyrocketed because now the only
Yes.
way people can buy it is physically.
Well,
But-
look at the situation with, because it correlates with what you just said.
Mhm.
Look at the situation. What is it called? Doomslayer. Doomslayer.
Yeah.
Doomslayer. Look at the situation that happened with the Transformers War for Cybertron, right?
Mhm.
Probably one of the greatest Transformer games of all times,
Yep.
right? That game released a remastered version only digitally on Xbox. Only, right? The same way they only released digitally the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 remasters.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't even have an option to buy physical. You
Nope.
could only buy it digital. And what happened? When Activision lost the license renewal, right? Because Marvel wanted to go a different direction, they wanted way more money.
Mm-hmm.
The Activision said no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because but people don't get the reason why Activision didn't want to renew that shit was not only because Marvel wanted to go a different direction. When Activision was making those games, like the superhero games, like Deadpool, for example,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't Marvel shelling out the money. It
Right.
was Activision. All they did was paid for the rights of the licenses.
Right.
That's the biggest difference in comparison to now, where it's Marvel putting the money for the games, right?
Mhm.
And fucking Sony, for example, is just paying for the marketing.
Right.
So they
Right.
now that's why you see so much money being invested in the games, where you can make them better quality or have a better presentation. Because
Yeah.
a lot of those Activision games look phenomenal. And even
Mm-hmm.
the presentation was pretty amazing for
Oh
the
yeah.
time that they came out. But they didn't have maybe the graphical fidelity quality because it was too expensive. And Activision had to spread out their funds for all projects that they were doing. And back then, they had so many licenses they were doing, plus their own shit. So they had to give and take and prioritize certain things, which is business 101. It makes sense. They're going to prioritize what makes them the most money, right?
Right. Right.
And that's what people don't get. So I hate when people go, yeah, but look at those games. Look at the graphics. They didn't look that great. No, that's not why. They had no choice. Marvel wasn't shutting out money for that. They were just getting the royalties, right, of whatever sales were made
Mm-hmm.
and licensed out the license to Activision in this case. And Activision took the rest of the costs. So of course they didn't have that bigger budget. Now
Mm-hmm.
look how much Spider-Man cost. That shit cost $310 or $15 million to make.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's 315 million for Spider-Man
Right?
2.
To make. A lot of people are saying 315. It wasn't. It was
No, it's three. It's
315.
315.
Right? And what happened? The game failed. Why? Because they put too much woke pandering and stupid shit in there, and people were upset because they disrespected the character of Peter Parker. They
Well,
disrespected the lore, everything.
yeah, and not only that, he bought. Even if it didn't have that, you got to sell a lot, and I mean a lot of
Oh yeah,
copies to make
oh yeah.
that $315 million. And by the way, I don't think that counted the marketing,
No,
which is
it didn't.
scary.
It did not
Which
count the
is
market.
scary.
You're absolutely 100% right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You saw what they said. They had to sell at least 8 to 10 million copies just to break even.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And
So
and, and, and,
imagine.
and then we found out that with the X-Men game, I think Marvel could rescind the license if they don't sell at least 6 million.
Well, that's what they said. They said that going.
So you know that game's bundled with PS5s.
That's what I'm saying. They said it though. They said it. They bundled it on purpose to try to make up for the cost, like to try to make up the numbers. They said it. That's
Yeah,
why we bundle it, because that way we can make up numbers faster.
yeah,
Because by
man.
bundling it, they can count it as a sale as well.
Yep.
See, so imagine, because they already said that too, because that's another caveat that most people that are talking about this don't bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they got a license to make Wolverine. They got the license to make the next X-Men game or whatever, right? But it's with the caveat that if it doesn't sell more than 8 million units, right, based on cost of development, then they can automatically say, you know what, we're going to breach the contract and redo it, and it could go multi-platform.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's what people still fail to mention. Microsoft doesn't have that issue because Microsoft got deep pockets.
Yep.
They're not going to tell Microsoft, oh, if Blade don't sell 10 million copies, we're going to receive this contract and you got to put Blade on PS5. That's never going to happen. Blade will never go to PS5 because Microsoft's pockets are so deep. They could buy Marvel at this point and not have to. It's like spitting at them. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, hey man, that might actually be a good thing for Marvel. I wish Sega.
Well, it would be a good thing for their employees, that's for sure. because
Yeah.
that fucking company's going down to shit thanks to Disney. They're fucking
Yeah,
everything.
man. Yeah, Disney. Oh, well, that's a topic for another day. Let me get back to the chat, and then we're gonna wrap it up
Sure.
after we catch up with the chat, man. Cipher Type said, Hebot made a good point. Consoles are being pushed and demanded to not compromise with the 4K 60. Meanwhile, PC gamers rocking 1080p to 720p at 60 to 100 frames per second. Yeah, and you know what? Cipher Type. When I first saw that, I was a little confused. Right? I was like, I mean, I get it. Frame rates, frame rates are great and all, but I think I'll say this: I think PC gamers, they're hard on for frame rates is a little too extreme. Because yeah, I mostly play my games in resolution. No, not resolution. Frame rate mode.
Hmm.
But at some point, man, at some point, I gotta be real with you. 720 is too fucking blurry.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Zink
Especially
just
when you
jumped
get
in.
used to the 4K.
Yo,
Yes,
Zink.
sir. Oh
Hey,
my God.
hey, man, real quick. The
What up,
reason, the
Mr.
reason,
Singh?
what's up, man? The reason that, and I'm sorry I've been away for so long, man. My mother been having me running suicides, dude. I'm doing
Nah,
down
you
and backs
good.
all day. But anyway, check it out. The reason it cost $300 million to make that piece of shit Spider-Man is because they don't have the in-house talent to do it. They have to. That talent is loaned out. Those are the ones that Jason Schreier needs to talk about, where they're
Yeah, yeah.
hiring.
Plus, they keep hiring too many voice actors of actors and doing too much
Well,
mocap.
that's part of
All
it
that
too.
shit's expensive. All of it.
But the main thing is they're hiring temporary talent, and that's very expensive. That's
Mhm.
what that they don't have the in-house studios to make a game, so it's more expensive to hire temp workers that we get rid of, that Jason Schreier wanted to call out Halo on when they needed workers to hurry up and get their product across the line because nobody was working during COVID. But
Mm,
that's why that game costs so much, because Spider-Man ain't doing shit technical, nothing. I'm gonna let
Nothing
y'all go,
new.
man. I'll talk
hey,
to y'all later.
yo,
Mhm.
yo,
Peace.
I love. We can't always have Zink for the whole show, but when he pops in, say his piece and just say
Yeah,
peace.
he does it. He always does a
Hey,
drive-by every
yeah,
time.
yeah. That's a good way to put it. The drive by segments, man. That's what we gonna start calling it, man.
The
Drive
drive-by
by,
segments.
drive by with other Zink. But hey, Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, in response to Jay Dizzle. I got a playlist for the Unlimited Truth on my channel. We talked about Xbox being more profitable than PlayStation about a month or two ago. So check it there. He's not making it up, man. We don't lie just to lie over here on the
Plus,
Unlimited Truth.
another thing too. I'm going to tell you another quick story before you sign off.
Hmm.
My son, right? One of my sons. Shout out to Danny, right? He's become a PC gamer, right?
Right.
And I saw him when we went to New Year's Eve playing, Remnant 2, right? And I'm like looking at his screen, and he has a really comparable, curved monitors. He has two of them,
Okay.
and I'm like, and his setup is pretty pristine, has pretty high quality shit, right? And bro, I kid you not, the game don't even touch how Remnant 2 looks like on our OLED in the house on the Xbox,
Wow. Wow.
right? And I told him, Danny, you like that? I was like, why would you just go state console, right? He said, you know why? And he showed me. And the reason why he said he wanted to change, right? Um, from console to PC, you won't even believe it. It was something so minuscule, and I'm like, yo, for real?
What was it?
Because of the field of view, because he can change
Ah.
it however he wants, and he
Uh,
showed me, and I'm like, you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, what I've been saying for years with the PC market or the
mhm.
PC gamer. Most of them don't even fucking care about the resolution, the Dolby Atmos, the HDRs, none of that. They just want to do certain things like control things so that they can enjoy their gaming experience online better.
Right.
But when I looked at it, the game looked like ass compared to the fucking OLED on the Xbox. I'm like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm like, I don't understand that. But again, to each his own. Everybody has a certain preference. But that's just a story that I wanted to bring up because it was funny to me, and I thought about it when you were just saying what you were saying.
Mm,
Um, because that's a very good example on what you've been trying to say since the beginning of the show,
mhm.
that with the PC, when it comes to PC gamers, they don't necessarily care, but most of them are playing ultra high settings with everything, right?
Hmm.
With HDR, if the monitor supports it, right? Because that's another thing. Monitors are retarded expensive. You
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to get a 30 or 40 inch monitor. You're gonna that's HDR ready with Dolby Vision HDR. They go for like 1,800, two
Hmm.
thousand, as in comparison to a TV that you can get a 65, 75 inch biggest fuck, and it does all that shit plus VRR that they don't have, right? That you can do, and they make and you have a way better and solid experience, right?
Hmm.
Because the whole argument is, oh, you can't have an experience like you do on PC. Of course you do. But the difference is that they're able. The difference is that they're able to control, the high settings,
Hmm.
what resolution they want to play, what frame rate they want to play. If they want to play in 240 frames at 1080p, they're able to do that. That's the only reason why. When I seriously looked at his monitor and I saw Remnant 2, I was like, that shit look like dog shit. We have an OLED. You have an OLED. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah. Oh yeah, the
about. On an
OLEDs are yeah,
OLED, games look fucking immaculate.
yeah,
Right?
man. It's
And, and,
crazy.
and it should look retarded, right? And now they have OLED monitors, but again, super retarded expensive
Yeah.
for like a 30 or a 40 inch, right?
Hmm.
So again, it comes at a cost. On a console, it's like a fraction of a cost that when it is on a PC. So again, when you're getting things like being able to record 4K on your console with no Elgato card, right, or no graphic card, when
Right.
you're able to stream with no Elgato on the side from the console, when you're able to get uh, 4 generations of games without having to worry about emulation for free with free upgrades, when you're able to play on dedicated servers without having to pay for each individual game separately for that dedicated server, right?
Hmm.
How can you even make a comparison and complain and say it's not better to play on a console? It absolutely is.
Right.
And you don't have none of the nuisance that you have, like finding the right drivers, making sure that your fucking console and your tower, it has the right heat resistance so that it doesn't overheat. Super simple things like that. That
Hmm.
that in a console we don't got to worry about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just plug in, put your game in, and play.
You just don't. It's that simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit. And we got the ability to, okay, we want to buy a 4K movie, we just pop it in. Most PCs, you
Well,
try to buy.
On Xbox you can. I don't think PlayStation 5 has a 4K player.
No, they do. They do.
Oh, okay.
Because that was another bullshit ass argument before. Remember when the Xbox One S had the 4K for the first
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
And people are like, oh, well, we buy consoles for the games, not the movies. Even though on PS3, everybody bought a PS3 because they wanted a Blu-ray player,
Right.
right? But then that narrative changed when they no longer had the advantage, right? So the 4K shit was, oh, that's not a big deal. We don't need that. As soon as PlayStation 5 put it in there, you saw all these PlayStation dudes buying fucking 4Ks. Huh?
See. I don't even remember that one. I don't even,
Fucking
'cause I had no.
hypocrites.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember that one because I had no clue the PS5 had a
Yeah,
4K
you
Blu-ray.
can look it up. The sales
Yeah.
are up for 4K like crazy because now these fuckers are buying 4Ks.
Oh
But we
wow.
had the ability to play 4K movies since the Xbox One
Yeah. Since
S.
2016.
Exactly. Thank you. Like what?
Yeah.
That shows you how much fraudulency is in that community and how fake they are. It's all bullshit narrative. As long as they don't have it, oh, that shit is ass, right? Because they had Spider-Man and we had shit. But as soon as Blade was announced, what happened? Oh man, well y'all only made Blade for P for X. You should put that on PlayStation. Insomniac should make it.
Yeah,
Like,
my favorite when it comes to superhero games is that they deserve to make all the Marvel games. I'm like, God,
yeah, only
you're gonna
Insomniac
run,
can do them all like
you're
that.
gonna run Insomniac to the ground if that were the
Listen,
case,
you
man.
know what I say to that? You know what I say to that? Let me know what Insomniac did to Spider-Man that Beanox didn't do first.
Right.
Because
But they didn't play. They didn't
all
play
the
the Beanox
ideas with
games.
Spider-Man are from Beanox's games.
Yeah,
All of them.
they didn't play the Beanox games though.
No, of course not. But we know that because we played them.
Yeah.
They have no clue. They swear that it was then they put Stan Lee in the diner when he says hi to Peter. Listen,
Right.
in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Stan Lee runs the comic
Yep.
shop.
Yep.
And
Yep.
every time that you collect a comic book, a
Hmm.
real Spider-Man comic book, you can collect 185, no,
Yep.
500 of them. I said 185. What the fuck am I talking?
Yeah.
You
There's a
can
fucking
collect
lot of them.
500 Spider-Man comic books. And every time you take it to the shop, he gives you a history lesson on the character, the
Hmm.
comic, the year, the writer. He talks to Peter and interacts with him.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're telling me that that's not a better way to utilize Stan Lee's character, as far as paying an homage to him being the creator of all those worlds, you're going to tell me him saying hi to Peter for 3 seconds in Spider-Man PS4 is better than that? You suck a big fat dick. It's what you do. Because that's a lie. That is an absolute lie.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent stuff there, he bought. Mike, dog, you make my job easy. Game over. All you guys have on Game Pass is old games. Dude, look at your screen. Game Pass offered total of 50 day one titles in 2023, and for 2024, here's a list of 47 games day one the Game Pass in
Yes, sir.
2024. So old games, my ass, Mike. Come on, Mike. Don't Mike. I know you love the unlimited truth, so you like making my job easy, but don't make it that damn easy, man. Come on, man. Give me some homework or something. Make me struggle a little bit, man. I
A
debunked
little
that.
bit.
I debunked that. I debunked that before you even got here. I already had this
Right, right.
article up, man.
Yeah,
Come
yeah, yeah.
on, come
Well,
on.
because you got to also understand a lot of people on PlayStation, right? And it goes the same for Nintendo. Don't get me wrong. It goes the same for Nintendo. They don't play those other games because they're smaller. Like they won't play a Ravenlock. They won't play an Adventure of Benedict Fox. They won't
Right.
play, what's the other game that came out that was smaller, that was really good and unique this year? Like a high
Raven,
on life,
yeah,
right?
Ravenlock or After Us
Or After
or
Us,
Planet of Lana. That was a good one.
Planet of Lana, exactly. They don't play those games because they act like those
Last
games
Case
only.
of Benedict Fox.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. They act like those games because they're not as big budget, right? Or because they're smaller that they don't count. Not realizing that if the games are good, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter the budget of a game. I've always said that. I've always said that. If a game is good, look, there's a game right now on PlayStation 4 that is criminal that it's not on Xbox. It's called 1980X. The fucking game is
Oh
amazing.
yeah, the game that you did the
Right?
gameplay for.
No, that's the other one. That's another one.
Oh,
I'm going to do a gameplay on that too. I'm talking about a game called 1980X. The execution in that game is immaculate. Like, I mean, it's perfect nostalgia to gamers, to the genre, and to the era of the 80s and 90s. The way they did it was fantastic. The game only costs $10, and yet it's not on Xbox.
mm,
And I guarantee you it's not on Xbox because why? Because they didn't buy it. So because they didn't buy it, even though it's only $10, the developer didn't have enough money to transfer it over and make an Xbox version. Because that's what happened with Adrift. That's what happened with The Last Tinker. That's what happened with Hidden Dragon.
okay.
That's what happened with Gauntlet. It didn't sell, and they couldn't bring it to Xbox.
Oh well, that's a shame.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. That community, even the Nintendo community, is the same way. They don't buy those games unless it says Nintendo on it. So they can play a game that's
hold on. There's a bit of asterisk on that because Nintendo's didn't buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Bayonetta 3,
thank you.
Astral Chain like they do Mario, Pokemon, and Zelda.
Exactly.
So even then, that's not 100% true.
Mhm.
Which is weird because if I was a Nintendo fan, I find Bayonetta, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and Astral Train way more innovative and fun than
or
fucking
at
Mario.
least interesting because they're trying something different, right?
Yeah.
No, nobody's saying the games are perfect, but at least they're different from
Yeah.
the usual what they're used to and what they're conditioned and accustomed to do. Play.
Yep.
Oh, look
Look.
at Mario Wonder.
If I ever
Right?
buy a Nintendo product again, it's because of Bayonetta and a game like Astral Chain. It
It's
is
the
not
right because you have nowhere else to play it.
Yeah,
Exactly. And that would
yeah.
make sense. That would make perfect sense as a game. See, but even Mario Wonder only sold, I think, was 4.3 million units
Mm,
on a console that has over 130 million consoles,
yeah.
quote unquote, out there in the wild.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo's numbers are actually probably true, so I don't really question them like I do Sony.
No, no, no.
Because,
I'm saying
yeah,
in the
because
sense, that
Nintendo
I,
don't do shit like
how do you
release a
have
$500 million
how do
console.
you have 130 or 135 million units, right, out there in the wild,
Mhm.
and your game didn't even sell 1%?
Yeah, and here that's because since Nintendo kind of hit the casual market so strongly,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them listen. They'll play Animal Crossing or Pokemon or mainline Mario or mainline Zelda, but something like Mario Wonders, that won't really be on their radar like that.
Well, remember, Mario
Especially now
Odyssey
that
sold like 10 million units when they had Let's Console. Remember?
yeah,
And fucking, I think was Breath of the Wild sold like 12 million, and there
yeah.
was only 10 million consoles at the time. I'm like, what?
Well,
How
that's
the fuck?
because it was on the Wii U and the Switch.
Yeah, yeah, but they quote unquote were saying that it was because of the Switch sales, and so they pick and choose their battles. That's the
Hmm.
truth. They pick and choose their battles. But the God honest truth is, most games on Switch don't sell. Go look at their store. Well, you can't. Well, me, I can show you
Yeah.
in a store. When you go to the store, you'll see a game that's on Xbox that's like $30, and it'll be on the
Mhm.
Switch for like $2.
$2?
Yeah, like dead ass.
Wow,
No lie,
I didn't know Nintendo games went on sale.
bruh. All the time. You see games that'll be on Xbox for $20 and it'll be like $3 on the Switch. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
that
wild.
tells you that they don't sell.
Yeah.
Those are called fire sales. If they're that low, like on Xbox, when you see game sales that they're like $1, $2, what games usually is it? It's usually the old ass games like Sunset
Hmm.
Overdrive,
It be them 360 games. That'd be that.
or even 360 games, or Record, like the old games, right? Because they know they don't have that value no more. But if you see a game that's newer on the Switch that is $25 currently on the Xbox, and they're selling it for like $3.99 or $2.99, that tells you it's not selling.
Hmm.
It's a fire sale because they're trying to create more engagement on those games. Because you're gonna definitely buy a game for $3 as opposed to 25. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
That's why I'd be like, yo, this is fucking bullshit.
Right.
It's like when Clockwork Aquario,
Hmm.
even though in did us right, they did us justice. They brought it out, games new, and it's only $10 on Xbox. It was
Right.
$10 when it came out on PlayStation, and it was $10 when it came out on the Switch.
Mm.
But when you look at that other game, Rocky Pokey or whatever the hell it's called, on the Xbox, if you buy it, it's like $35, $30.
Oh,
But on
okay.
the Switch and PlayStation, if you buy it digitally, especially digitally, the game is like $5.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh wow. That's news to me because I was under
Yeah,
the impression
man.
that Nintendo
That
games didn't
bro,
be going on
they do
sale.
that shit. Look, if I could do a video showing you, I'll
Mm.
do it because I've seen that. I'm like, yo, this shit is like $5 or $3 on the Switch, and it's like 30 on the Xbox. What the fuck is that? That should
Right.
be any mad.
Right. Yo, the chat, man, you guys are going at it. X twat fails. Dude, how many fucking burner accounts do you have? I block you like 6 times a day.
Yeah, and he keeps on.
I kid you not. He first came in as not game over. It was like game fail some shit. Then he was Xbox Series X
That's what he
fail.
uses his
Now
PC
he's
for.
Xbox. Now he's X. Like, dude, I blocked how many times? Yo,
And the way he can do that is with a PC, where you can constantly do that. So you
yes,
know he's a
yeah, man.
PC guy.
Stop with these fucking burner accounts, dog. I am not giving you fucking attention. Like, god damn, man. The only PlayStation fanboy who I give attention to is Mike because, guys, y'all say Mike is trolling now. He believes every word he say, but he's
Yeah, yeah,
actually cool.
he really
He's
believes
just
that.
a fucking he's just a fucking PlayStation fan. So it
He
makes it
just
easy.
loves PlayStation.
Yeah, it makes it easy to debate with him, man.
He's what we call blinded by the
Yeah, man.
light.
Mike. He's my homie as a Sony pony because he don't do that bullshit that
Well,
like
he
that
don't get
Phil Keith and shit.
disrespectful. That's the difference. He
Yeah,
doesn't get disrespectful.
yeah,
We
like,
can have a conversation all fucking day with anybody that likes another platform, as long as they're being respectful. If they're being disrespectful, who the fuck want to talk to somebody like that? You don't.
yeah. X twat Phil Spencer. I mean, my goodness, man. See you PlayStation trolls. Y'all are like y'all. You know what's funny? You think it's like a 13-year-old? That's a 40-year-old doing that shit.
Probably, yeah, yeah.
Dude is older than me out here trolling.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, but Yeah, going to address the last few comments, and we're gonna call it a night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was on like an hour before you got here, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I noticed. I told you I saw it late. I was like, oh shit, I didn't
yeah.
realize.
Shizno Elite says Starfield and Redfall live rent free in their heads, just like Xbox. Yo, hey, there's a reason, Shizno. Starfield was the number one most covered game this year, and by a long shot. Yo, he bot. Look at this. Starfield had 53,000 articles. Spider-Man 2 has led this than half at 25,000 articles written.
Right. Which tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's why at the beginning of the show I said he bought to the chat. I don't get mad. I don't get mad anymore because now this article kind of gave me a epiphany. He bought that the gaming world, they need Xbox in their mouths. That's why they.
Well, the gaming media can't survive without Xbox in their mouth. That's the whole point.
Yeah. That's why when I see articles like Starfield is dead, it's mostly negative reviews on Steam. It don't piss me off anymore, Hebot, because now I get it. But what it allows me to do is come on here, talk to the great people like you in the chat, have some fun talking about it, and then we go back to enjoying the Xbox like you're supposed to do with gaming.
Right.
But it's just so funny that these PlayStation guys, instead of enjoying PlayStation, that it's got to be Xbox as well. And I don't blame you guys, because this year Xbox, they're the only ones who release games. They're the only ones who bought publishers. Y'all guys got ripped off with
well, they were the only ones. They were the only ones with points of interest. Like, they're the only ones that had something going on that was interesting.
Yeah. Doomslayer here said Bayonetta games are amazing. Yeah, listen, guys, I've been saying it.
We love Bayonetta over here.
Bayonetta, I kid you not, Bayonetta is a top 3 hack and slash game for me. Under Ninja Gaiden, other Ninja Gaiden and Darksiders I probably put as 1 and 2 ahead of it. I love Bayonetta, and I really do hate that 2 and 3 are locked behind Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo got a W with that shit.
Yeah, big W. Look, man, whenever a new Bayonetta comes out, it makes me think of buying a Nintendo console.
It's cringy, right? You're like, fuck, god damn it.
And then I'll be like, nah, I ain't dropping $300 for one.
But another reason why we get like that too is because we imagine, because even on the Switch, it looks good. Mm-hmm. But then you're thinking, god damn, imagine that shit running on RE Engine 5.
Look at the Bayonetta 4K on the Xbox Series X.
Jesus.
For the 10th anniversary.
Yep.
What I got with Vanquish. Oh, that run looks amazing on it.
Dude, and that's only running 1080p.
Yeah.
So imagine.
Oh, so it's upscaled to 4K.
Oh my God.
It's upscaled to 4K.
That shit is crazy. Yeah, it's upscaled to 4K. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But imagine, you saw Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox One, original Xbox Ninja Gaiden in 4K. That shit looked like a fucking goddamn first party, like a launch.
It's like a free remake.
It looked like a launch Xbox One game. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, holy shit.
I listen. I played Ninja Gaiden Black, the 4K update. I was like, yo, this is a free remaster.
Listen, it had better quality resolution than the actual remakes that they brought out. Because the remakes they brought out were only 1080p. Yeah. That upscaled 4K. But that version, when we got the free update, that version was 4K native.
And it's the best version of Ninja Gaiden 1. Which let me say this. I bought the Ninja Gaiden collection. And so did I. So don't get me wrong, I love it because I love Ninja Gaiden, but it should have had the original Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden Black
included,
instead of Sigma 1 and 2. Because Sigma 1 and 2, not only were they the PS3 versions, but they were the downgrades. They
were dumbed down. They added stuff, but they took out a lot of stuff.
But they took down some of the gore and violence. Some of the fidelity. It just didn't look or feel like.
Look, if you guys don't believe
Native 2 and Black.
If you guys don't believe what Unlimited just said, you can. I'm gonna do a shameless plug, not on purpose, just for the point of conversation. Mm-hmm. Go to my channel and you'll see when I do the comparison of Ninja Gaiden, right? Sigma on PS3 versus Ninja Gaiden on 360.
Yeah.
And even on those two versions, you can see how much downgrade Ninja Gaiden Sigma is in comparison to the regular first version, right? Mm-hmm. I did it for Ninja Gaiden 1 and Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, they added a little bit of better graphics as far as graphics go, but
Well,
digitally, but the
that's
fidelity of
only
it,
the only reason
like
why the
Deep
graphics were a little better is because that was on PS3 and not PS2, and the other and it was
right, right.
upscaling for the original Xbox game. That's the only
Plus,
reason why.
plus, what they did was they added more polygons to say to certain things.
Mhm.
But when you go, for example, in part two, to give you an example, when you get to the third level where you're fighting in Manhattan
Mhm.
on the 360, it's raining. You see the rain and all the billboards have neon lights and a bunch of like advertisements and stuff like that.
Hey, you're breaking up on me badly, Hebot. Uh-oh, Hebot technical issues once again, man. But yeah, I get what he was saying. Radiance here said Sony must have found a leprechaun and held it captive because they literally looked out of the damn near 3 generations. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden Black and 2 look better. Oh, by the way, both Ninja Gaiden Black and 2 got 4K updates on the Xbox One X and Series consoles for the record. Unfortunately, Hebot's having technical issues, but when he comes back, I'm gonna let him say his piece and then
Can you hear
give his
me?
outro.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear?
can you hear
Okay,
me?
what I was trying to say real quick, what I was trying to say is when you go to, yeah, I can hear you perfect. I can hear you perfect. When you go to the comparison I just on the top of my head, if you go to the third level where you're fighting in the middle of Manhattan, right? You notice that the 360 version, right?
Mhm,
It had rain and all of the billboards were neon lights and had
mhm,
advertisements on it. And you can see all the nice details or the fine details in that level. When you play the one for PS3, although the character models look higher, like higher polygon counts, right? There's no rain and there's no advertisements on none of the monitors. All the monitors are black.
mm.
They have nothing going on. And that's because it was a give or take. They upgraded the polygon count on some of the assets in the game, like character models and the level and some of the buildings, but they took out all the fine details that give it that extra oomph. You know what I mean? If that
Right,
makes any
right.
sense. And you can
Yeah.
see it. I show it and I pointed out. That's one of my most viewed videos. And you know how many times people comment until today. And I did that video like years ago.
Mhm.
I've had people comment, "You're crazy. The Sigma was way better." I was like, "Yeah, and you blind then.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
you're
no.
blind." Because
No,
I'm not gonna sit
black
there and argue with you when I just pointed it out with
yeah,
proof.
I think black is the definitive version of Ninja Gaiden 1. Zink said Mark Cerny's after Hebot. Yeah, man. Mark Cerny disappears for 3 years, shows up at the Game Awards and just been fucking with Hebot since, man. Hebot, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Radiant said I played both versions. They're good. Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. Ninja Gaiden still goat level games. It's just that if you're asking Ninja Gaiden fan like me and Hebot which version to play, I'm saying Black for one and the
Hmm.
original two on the 360. And
Yeah, yeah.
both and Radiance both got the 4K update on native 4K updates on your Xbox consoles, so they look and play phenomenal.
And remember, they also brought out the director's cut of 3 that was on the
Oh,
Switch.
There's Razor's Edge
Right, that
on
was
there
originally
too.
on the Switch. If you remember, on the Wii, I think it was. They
Mhm.
brought that version also to Xbox 360 also.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
like we're not downplaying the game. It's still a great game.
Oh
But
no,
the
oh
point
no,
is,
no, no! You
if you
can't go wrong with
compare it
Ninja
apples
Gaiden.
to oranges between the PS3 and the Xbox 360 version, the 360 version is the superior version. It had the limb dismemberment, the blood. You didn't have that in the one on 3S3. And
Right,
I point all that out, and everybody be butthurt still. Like I said, to this day, I
which
get
is
people
wild.
comment on that video.
Which is wild. But hey, with that said, Hebot man, give us your final thoughts and your outro.
I mean, my final thoughts is: listen, if you want, the whole conversation and argument was, well, I want to have a reason to buy an Xbox because I want more games. Now that they're providing that, the narrative is trying to switch. Well, why can't they bring in the PlayStation 3? No. If you want to play the game, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are you listening, buy an Xbox or play it on your PC via Game Pass, however you choose. The point is, it's Xbox ecosystem, it's their games, and that's where you need to play them. I thought that was the whole reasoning for owning consoles to begin with. I thought the whole reason to own a Switch was to play Mario, Zelda, Kirby, Pokemon, Kid Icarus. You get what I'm saying? That was the reason to buy a Nintendo Switch. So the reason to buy an Xbox is not only Halo, Gears, and Forza now, is Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Crackdown, fucking a Fable, the upcoming Perfect Dark, Starfield, and whatever else stuff is out there like Quantum Break, Recore, that people they didn't even try because they didn't buy the console. It's that simple. That's my final thought. My final thought is stop being ridiculous, grow up, act like a real gamer that you claim to be, and just buy an Xbox or get on the ecosystem. Is that simple. The beauty of it is that you don't even got to buy the console. You could just
Right.
get on the ecosystem on your PC.
Yeah. Hey,
If-
DJ Dana, thank you for joining us. I know we're at the end of the show, but he did leave a great comment saying you can't even use RetroArch on PS5. Yeah, the stuff you can't do on PS5, man, is crazy.
We got that exclusive too.
Yeah. And, my final thoughts are simple. 2023 was a phenomenal year of Xbox. And I want all my Xbox gamers out there to enjoy the golden age of Xbox in real time. By real time, I mean at this moment. Don't look back 10 years later and be like, man, Xbox was great. So appreciate it now, because this golden age of Xbox was not something anyone predicted a decade ago. So enjoy it. Enjoy the great games. Enjoy the innovation. Enjoy the most powerful console and everything in between.
Enjoy the options.
Yeah, enjoy the options. And 2024 is going to be even better. So you guys, I hope you had a great Christmas. T-Bot, I hope you had a great Christmas.
Oh, same to you. Happy holidays to all you guys, and have a nice weekend, a nice New Year's if we don't talk again.
Yep.
Be safe, be blessed.
Yeah, exactly. This is most likely the last unlimited truth before the new year. So you guys have a great holiday. Jada G's talking shit, man. He said I can play more PS1 and PS2 games on Xbox Series X than PS5. God, Dana, man, where you been?
What a savage! You a savage! Stop being a savage.
You know how many PS trolls we had today, man.
But you know what? He's not lying. My son got almost the entire library of PS2, and he plays it on the emulator on Xbox.
Yeah, that's
That's shit funny as fuck.
The emulation on Xbox is superb, man.
Yeah,
listen, I got the Series S. I'm still debating if I should just turn that bad boy into my emulator box. Basically.
I recommend if you could do it because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Because my Series S, I'm not gonna lie, I used to play all my older digital games, basically.
Right. I got you.
Yeah. All right.
Plus,
So
it's so small and compact. You can take it wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly, man. I love that box. It was a great decision. Whoever decided to design it, and it's
definitely a nice option for sure.
Yeah, and look, I got mine for under 200. So I really got
that shit was selling for $173, I think it was.
Yeah,
during Black Friday, ridiculous.
Insane. Dana G, DJ Dana again. Hell, even Windows 98 is playing StarCraft on it now. Hey man, Dana, man, you good.
Savages in the comments.
Yeah, but you guys, yeah, man, DJ pulled up right at the end too, man, and he just went. He did
another other thing. He did a drive by, but in the comment section.
Yeah, he did a drive by in the comment. Goddamn, Dana.
That's crazy.
All right, guys, but seriously, guys, you guys have a great New Year's, man, and we are out.
Peace.